conjoined daisy, twice the beauty, or twice the suffering if you have hay fever. This is how humid it is in Florida right now. So damn hot, the sun is literally looking like the sun, oh dear God. Are those solar flares? Someone put the earth in reverse, please, we're a bit too close. Brooklyn Supreme, the world's largest horse around 1940. He stood 19.2 hands, that's 6 footy, tall, and weighed 3,200 pounds, or 1,451 kilos if you're someone who actually has a brain. Now, I think it's fair to say that I don't think it was just Captain America getting the super soldier serum. Ice eggs. A rare phenomenon occurs when ice is rolled over by wind and water in northern Finland. Just your daily reminder that you don't need to worry about one day going to space. Alien worlds are here. Inside the bowl of my concrete truck. Would you look at that? An opportunity for someone to claim my life insurance through an accident. 1915, circa Josephine Garris, inventor of the automatic dishwasher. She invented it in 1984. Okay, the fact you can actually see what's being cleaned properly or not? I already missed the 1880s. You know your life's downhill when you find basic kitchen appliances amazing. This is a Japanese balloon bomb from World War II. These balloons had used the jet stream to float to the US, where they would then explode. One of these balloons was responsible for the only casualties on US mainland due to enemy action during the war. Okay, I really gotta know though where these things actually were deployed from, because if they were just deployed from Japan, that is some mail. Got nothing on the absolute horror that is glitter bomb mail though. I mean, that stuff, that gets everywhere. My child dying in a bombing is nothing to compare to the fact I have carpeted floors.
No, Japan, don't bedazzle me!
Rainbow leaf beetle, the Chrysalina beetle, with Drew Barrymore droplets. Yes, look at all those Drew Barrymores. The tropical rock lobster, Panulirus jordan-petersonius, takes 18 months to grow to 1 kilogram and is farmed in parts of the Indo-Pacific Oceans. Damn, just how big is this lobster? Oh, that's a rainbow lobster. It's so pretty. Why are we eating it for food? Why? They should be cute pets. The bird with a mousy brown pelage moving through the vegetation or cultivated field is easily mistaken as a mouse. Thus, the speckled mousebird is called so due to its mouse-like appearance. You may have been catfished, but be thankful you were never speckled mousebirded.
I thought I met my date, but they're trying to eat me. Which I guess some people might be into, but not me!
My completely obsolete DVD collection. Oh, there's actually a term for like a group of DVDs. What's it called? Obsolete, that's it. An original, unused 80s Nintendo Game Boy. No cleaning or retro brighting. There you go, all you nostalgic freaks wishing to remember what it looked like seeing a fresh new Game Boy. It looked like that. Honestly, still kinda dirty. That or it's my screen.
Oh god, it's my screen.
When other nations wonder why we talk about the weather all the time in the UK, this is why. Now on to the weather for the week. As we can see today, it is really sunny. Saturday, we'll be seeing some rain in the winter. Sunday, it is again getting back to winter. And Monday, screw you, winter. What's the weather on Tuesday? We don't know. We haven't spun the wheel yet. A camouflaged owl. Oh, whatever. I couldn't give two hoots if he can camouflage well or not. Seriously, I can't. I'm a human. I can't. These are skeleton panda sea squirts, also known as ascidians. Okay, for those of you who haven't seen the term of a skeleton panda sea squirt, just explain to me, think about it. What the hell do you think that is? Because all I'm imagining is the skeletal structure of a panda in the ocean.
And oh my god. I'm right?
Teach me, Sea Squirt, how do you look so cute yet horrifying at the same time? Jurassic Park Jeep in the wild. The only reason it would be there if it was driving away from something, so don't turn around, just run in that direction. Reminder, objects in mirror are closer than they appear. Kids trust their pets more than their siblings. Research shows that children who are going through a difficult time are much more likely to confide in their pets than their brothers or sisters. This might have something to do with the fact that their brothers or sisters caused them to be in that emotional distress in the first place, because siblings are buttheads. Hate your sis, you're stinky, and you can't defend yourself because everyone's on my side here on the internet. Ha ha ha, you're stinky.
No one defend my sister in the comments. She's older than me. I'm allowed to bully her. It's my God-given right as the younger sibling.
Roots of this patch of grass grew down a pipe.
I'm sorry, man, but I'm gonna have to give you a bad plumber service review.
What?
This is just...
But you said make yourself at home.
Now, I know what I said,
I
but
cleaned your pipes.
not actual. It's not
Your
literal.
pipes are clean.
You know?
I make ecosystem. That's not a bad pixel. That small dot is Mercury in front of the sun.
Definitely unsettling.
Ugh, typical Mercury photobombing the sun.
Get out of the way! We can't see our sun.
Did you know that all the planets in our solar system would fit in the space between the Earth and the Moon? This is because they are not on good speaking terms. Battle Pope. Embracing your path to God, however you'll meet them. The St. John's Bridge in Portland, oregano leaves framed through itself. That is some aesthetically pleasing bridge work in the middle of some Spiceland. 1895. Convicts in an English prison taking their turn on the treadwheel, a rotating cylinder used to generate electric power. You know, when you say rotating treadwheel, my immediate thought is that there's some sort of hamster wheel thing, but okay. Kinda disappointed. Judith Love Cohen.
You do?
No. Who helped create the abort guidance system which rescued the Apollo 13 astronauts, went to work on the day she was in labor. She took a printout of a problem she was working on to the hospital. She called her boss and said she finished the problem and gave birth to Jack Black. Yes, this is actually legitimate. You can Google this.
Who am I kidding? Yes, because of course Google's always totally legitimate.
An extremely rare light phenomena made of two types of lightning, red sprite and blue jet. Nice try, science, but I can recognize the third act of a basic Hollywood movie when I see one. People born in 1989 realizing they've been alive in 5 different decades. Just imagine being in their shoes and how rather trippy it might feel to suddenly hear Running Up That Hill back on the radio again. Size of a transistor compared to a blood cell and a human hair. What? How? Since when? I'm gonna be basic idiot here, but is this not nanotechnology? The circle, the big brown circle is the hair. Noted. Okay. A gentle reminder. You live here. I don't know if it makes it either comforting or, horrifying, but out of all the spaces we could exist on of these planets, ours is the only one we can actually live on. So take that into account with climate change and the economy. Haha, good times. Ancient Roman dog and couple on the bed. Cutting off blood circulation, a habit of dogs since ancient times. This is how a bottle brush leaf looks like while it is being eaten by sawfly larvae. Something tells me the larvae prefer theirs with the crust off. The Nello and Petrarch sculpture in Antwerp, Belgium. Shh, don't wake them. If you wake them, I'll kill you. Birds are tetrachromats, meaning they're able to see 4 colors, which are red, green, blue, and UV. Now, whenever you say, hey, look at that rainbow bird, but all people see are the black bird, technically, they can't say you're wrong. I mean, you can't really say you're right either, but rest easy with the knowledge that the birds know the truth. Only the birds. You try and ask the truth from them, they'll probably just poop in your mouth. How an unused white Sega Saturn from the 90s looks. Wow! It looks unused! Whoa! Who would have... Oh my gosh, wow. A chef in a Syrian restaurant near my home in Egypt made the largest chicken shawarma skewer, which needs a heavy metal chain to lift onto fire. It's 800 kilos, so about 2 meals for an average hungry teenage boy. The Pamir, the last commercial sailing ship, 1949. That is a lot of sails. I did not know ships had so many sails. I mean, I count 22 alone. I used to think there was max 5? I took a trip to Iceland recently, and I noticed boobs like these all over the countryside.
So you took a picture. Honestly, mate, just because you see some tatingas out in public
Doesn't give you the right to take photos,
It's
called human decency. Maybe apply that to Mother Nature as well. A piece of foil, a leftover from the landing gear of the Perseverance rover, was recently spotted stuck between two rocks over 3 kilometers away from the landing site. Hell yes. We did it, humanity. We've officially littered another planet. True size of a fire hydrant. Damn, fire hydrants, they're packing. 6'3" really is separate measurements for you, isn't it? I clean and build bird skeletons.
So what you're telling me is that
I
it's
clean and-
not desecrating a corpse as long as I make it look like a cool figurine.
No.
Got it.
No.
Cool.
Hey boys, I found out what we can do to the body.
These erasers slowly go bald as you use them.
Now you can rectify your own mistakes by making others develop a stronger sense of insecurity and their own mortality.
A picture of class disparity in South Africa. Oh, I thought this was just gonna be some silly photo in class, like school, but nope, it's a bit deeper than that. This is what happens to a piece of aluminium when it collides with a 14-gram piece of aluminium in space at 24,000 kilometers an hour. Damn, that 14-gram piece of aluminium got Rasenganed. The Kiss of Death sculpture at the Poblenou Cemetery in Barcelona, Spain.
It's like, it's not even saliva at least. It's just bone. Ew.
In Cluj, Romania, you can pay for your bus ticket by doing 20 squats. Disabled and elderly people get to ride for free. For understandable reasons. So essentially, the Romanian government is paying you to run an ego Twitch account for about 20 seconds. Manhattan, 1879. This farmhouse stood where 84th Street and Broadway cross today. Wait, what? I'm not exactly well-traveled with NYC, but I'm sure many of us can look at this image and not see New York City. No. Honestly, it both amazes and scares me just how incredibly different the world was less than 100 or so years ago. This is what happens when you surf Lake Superior in the winter. You get free frosted ice cream. Yay! The new Egyptian capital that holds the new Africa's tallest building. Honestly, props to the people of this country for developing a nation that could actually sustain like this in a desert. 10 p.m. in Alaska. I was expecting pretty lights, but I guess this is what makes it interesting. E.T., then, and now. Wow, that's incredible. The kids aren't there anymore. Damn, that is interesting. Japanese artist Michiru designs tissue box that's made to look like a floating iceberg. And how cute! He's put a polar bear on a tiny sheet of ice, just to remind you of what happens to him when you keep wasting your tissues. Now you can feel just a little more self-conscious when you're crying over your depression. I got to watch a cicada emerge from its exoskeleton tonight. Really? Just watching someone get changed like that? Wow, that's honestly disrespectful, man. I bet you like taking photos of boobs in Iceland too. Honestly, what's with people? Venus flytraps can digest meat. Venus flytraps do not eat pollinators. They do not need bugs to survive. They change color according to their needs. They are harmless to human beings.
Okay.
They have a very advanced trapping system.
Okay, we're
Tap
gonna move on to
water
another-
will kill Venus flytraps.
Okay, something aside from
Fertilizer
Venus
can
fly- can we-
kill Venus flytraps.
can we move on, please?
They lure
No.
prey with colors and sweet nectar.
Yeah, okay, enough about these
Trapped
guys.
Prey dies by drowning. They choose their prey very
Guys,
carefully. They are
someone get away
native to
from the
North
mic,
and
please?
South Carolina.
Buddy, hey.
Venus flytraps are an
Stop.
endangered
Stop.
species.
Stop.
The Venus
Stop.
flytrap produces white flowers.
No, this entire channel is now Venus flytraps.
Venus flytraps are great indoor plants. There is only one species of Venus flytraps, but many cultivars and varieties have been developed. Their primary colors are green and burgundy. Venus flytraps love you, and you will love them. All hail Venus flytraps. Remember to like and subscribe to Venus flytraps. Double-decker airplane seat for budget air travel. Ah yes, to have the privilege of the top seat where I cannot stretch my legs. Or the privilege of a bottom seat where the only thing protecting my face from the big butthole is, well, to some plastic and cheap material. Air travel, because luxury is too much of a big word. This is the MB-5, a fire truck that was designed to operate on aircraft carriers. Oh, he looks like a big yellow cutie right there, doesn't he? Someone turned a CTA 2200 series carriage into a movable bar and grill restaurant. Now that right there That is recycling. The only known photograph of Vincent van Gogh, taken when he was young. Okay, how young? Because like the skin looks young, but the forehead looks balding. I say that because it looks like my forehead.
The X-18 was an early design for a tilt-wing VSTOL aircraft. Now that looks really cool. I sometimes forget that those things do exist because I thought they were just video games. The largest arthropod ever caught, a Japanese spider crab with a 12-foot arm span. This picture has haunted me ever since I've been a child, knowing that something that big is out there. A behind-the-scenes look at the intricate imagination and work of toy photographer Felix Hernandez. Whoa! Oh, forced perspective, that is so cool. Love that. The first Coca-Cola bottle, 1880. They made those things huge for no reason. I still want it. The lowering of the flag ceremony at the Adari-Wagah border is a daily military practice that the security forces of India and Pakistan have jointly followed since 1959. While I may not know the significance behind this tradition, it is still fascinating it's lasted this long. This is how high the floodwaters got in Gympie, Queensland recently. High enough to wash a quad bike into some power lines. Yikes, that had to be a lot of water. The biggest floppy disk you'll ever see. I never understood why they called it floppy disk. It's very hard and rigid. Florida man, fed up with watching cell phone usage while people were driving, fined $48,000 for jamming cell phones while driving. Probably one of the few people ever pulled over by the FCC. While I would be angry that my phone got jammed, he is doing a good thing by making sure people are driving safely, so I don't know. Two bees resting together on a flower for a nap. Aw, look at that. Don't come near me, but aw, you guys are so cute bundled in there. Gerald Ford leaving his home to commute to the White House on the first day of his new job as President of the United States in 1974. Don't they live in the White House? At least that's what I thought it was. I have no clue how our country works. A view of Chicago from above. Now that is such a crazy picture. Love that. It's always my favorite view on a plane, honestly. Metal gatekeeper doggos. Look at those big old dudes. Or ladies, who knows? They are made of metal, so who can really tell? This tunnel is part of the Glasgow subway that has the smallest carts in the world. That would never fly here in America. Granted, we don't have trains, but if we did, there's no way this would work. This photo is from 1911. Pictured is Alim Khan, the last emir of Bukhara. It was taken by Sergei Prokhotin-Gorsky, an early color photographer. This is incredible. If I didn't already know it was made in 1911, I would have no guesses as to when this picture was taken. I'm going to butcher this name, but Stornarika Trikala, Greece in January. Snowy mountains are so fascinating to look at. This gives me going up to the Shining Mansion vibes, you know? Scary truth is you don't even need that much skill. Time it takes a hacker to brute force your password in 2022. This reminds me I probably should change my passwords. And that isn't me giving you a free pass to try and hack my accounts. Don't do it. The tallest tree in Wales got damaged by a storm and was supposed to be cut down. Instead, chainsaw artist Simon O'Rourke found a better solution. Oh my god, look at the details on that. That's so cool. They bloomed heart-shaped. Now this is a perfect bouquet for that special someone in your life. Armor of a 19-year-old man, Antoine Fravu, who died in the Battle of Waterloo in 1815. He was hit by a cannonball. Oh yeah, that went straight through him. It's donezo. He's over. A hole drilled on Mars by the Curiosity rover. I can't tell how deep that hole is, but if all of those surrounding rocks are from that hole, that little robot went crazy. The beauty of the Hoya carnosus flowers. This is the reason why she's called the porcelain flower, or wax plant. Ew, I don't know why that freaks me out. It looks cool, but that's so freaky. Ugh. A beautiful and rare chocolate brown husky. Aw, look at him. Look at this sweet little baby. Aw. Latvia 2022 World Ice Art Championship. If this isn't the winner, I need to see what they did better. Because oh my god, Jonathan Davis from the band Korn and Snoop Dogg's business idea. Could you imagine if Jonathan Davis had a farm where he grew corn and then he went into business with Snoop Dogg in the form of a corn dog restaurant where he would use the corn from his farm for the corn dogs, and it was called Corn Dogs. Corn Dogs, home of corns, corn dog. And their mascot is Snoop Dogg's dog. in a corn costume, and he's the corn dog. Oh my god. Oh, sorry, I gotta calm down from that one. Oh. This orange came with a smaller orange inside of it. Aw, look at that little cutie. See, the joke is that we have these little oranges that are called cutie. Yeah, you get it. I built this 4-story tall art installation made out of trash from the slums of Kibera at the United Nations while 1,500 delegates from 193 different countries discussed the possibility of a global plastic treaty. If that didn't change anybody's mind, then I don't know what will, honestly. The interior side of the dome of the Shayloft Allah Mosque in Isfahan, Iran. I just first off want to apologize for completely butchering that word, and I'm very, very sorry. But it is beautiful on the inside. Just look at all the geometry. At the 2016 Olympics, this Egypt judo artist, Islam El-Shihabi, refused to shake hands with his Israeli opponent. He was then severely reprimanded for violating the spirit of the Olympics and sent home prematurely. Now that is what we call being a poor sport. High school student LeBron James meeting Michael Jordan. Little did he know he would go on to be one of the greatest basketball players of all time. Alice Cooper was a regular visitor in Keanu Reeves' house when he was younger. His mom designed costumes for the rock star legend. I guess it really is a small world. This guy depicts the 7 main types of bridges, which I'd never heard of before, in his LEGO Ideas fan design mini vignette. I'm on the same page as this poster. I've never heard of a few of those bridges, so very interesting. Replica of the Statue of Liberty holding a can of beans in Assen, the Netherlands. Now they know what art is really about. Scientifically accurate, life-size replica of Titanoboa, the biggest snake to have ever roamed the earth. Look at the freaking size of that thing! Oh my god! That is something out of nightmares. Luckily, it's no longer around, but Lonely Heart advertisement from the Dundee Courier, November 1st, 1924. 106 and looking for a husband. No man of the modern class need apply. Hopes to see government last its 5 years. Miss Betsy Pennick of Tiptree, Essex, who is aged 106, is looking for a husband with a good financial position. He must be of middle age. She does not want a man of the modern class, but one of the type she used to meet in the good old Victorian days. Mrs. Pennick yesterday said she was very happy as the result of the general election and hopes to see the government last its 5 years. I mean, at least she knows exactly what she's looking for, and good on you for getting from Victorian age to 106? Good job, girl. Long-eared owl stares me down. If I saw that thing at night, I'd go crazy. I don't know. I'd panic. Australia's Lismore floods, before and after pictures. Oh yeah, that's a nice looking McDonald's, and oh my god. This is the marquee of the Fox Theater in Detroit, USA. Oh my god, it's beautiful. The bloodbath of BR5RB was a massive battle within the game EVE Online. The battle, which involved over 7,500 unique players, lasted 21 real-life hours and cost players roughly $300,000. Oh my lord, I'm barely comfortable using microtransactions. I don't know how many you would have to do to build up that much debt in a video game. Hey mom, yeah, can you go ahead and buy me some more V-Bucks? Where the snow hasn't melted yet. Living in an area where it does snow relatively frequently, it is interesting seeing the way shadows affect the snow melting all around. Metal dogs out in the wild. Look at those little guys, they're like those guard dogs from earlier. Look at those little guys. Just don't go in the water. Hey, Poochie, stay down. Construction of the Stockholm Metro during the early 1950s. I can't tell if all of that rubble is intentional or if there was a cave-in, but still crazy we had the technology back then. Personal aircraft proposed to the US military, the HZ-1, X-Jet, and VZ-1. That thing looks so goofy. I wish we lived in a world where that could still exist. This is how teeth are connected to the nervous system. Ew, I don't like thinking about that. I got bad teeth and I don't ever want to see my nerves like that. Painting is about thoughts and feelings. Very cool idea. Love this so much. USS Archon-class rigid airships were equipped with internal hangars to release and recover parasite aircraft. Whoa, so they really had like little secret agent things going on back then, huh? In 1963, Major League Baseball pitcher Gaylord Perry remarked, "They'll put a name on the moon before I hit a home run." On July 20th, 1969, an hour after Neil Armstrong set foot on the surface of the moon, Perry hit his first and only home run while playing for the San Francisco Giants. Unfortunately, because I have a baby brain, the only thing I'm thinking about is his first name. But still very cool that he did actually, in fact, manage to hit his home run once they finally landed on the moon. The Shropshire Gold Coin Hoard, England. A hoard of 913 gold sovereigns dating from 1847 to 1915. Discovered hidden in a piano at Bishop's Castle Community College in 2017. Oh, if I were that kid, I would not bring it to a museum. I would pocket a few of those. There were probably a solid 1,000 in there. He just put some in his pocket for later. Dog's paw print in a 270-plus-year-old brick at Fort Christian Bairn, St. Croix, built in 1752. That little dog wanted to put its mark on the world, and it sure did. Calcite, or dragon scale, of natural origin. Each scale is a single crystal that grew and overlaps the previous one. I used to have a small rock collection, but if I ever had this, it would be my pride and joy. Show it off always. This looks so cool. 60 years ago on this very day, a basketball legend by the name of Wilt Chamberlain scored 100 points in a single basketball game. What a legend. A legend indeed. Art with shifting perspectives. This is one of those things that you really gotta just stare at until I get it now. Yeah, I get it. Male beetles of Hoplia coerulea species are naturally bright bluish silver in color. I know if I saw one of those on the floor, I would think it was a coin, probably freak out if I picked it up, but those do look really pretty. Men standing with pile of American buffalo skulls at Michigan Carbon Works in Rogueville, 1892. In 1800, there were some 40 million bison in North America. By the time of this photo, only 456 were known in the wild. While the image is interesting and cool, the idea that we just decided, yeah, let's borderline extinct a species really rubs me the wrong way. This is the Crooked Forest in western Poland, near the small town of Gryfino. No one truly knows what caused these trees to take on this shape. Oh, this is just where Gandalf gets his pipes. Okay, I get it now. Aberfan, in the days immediately after the disaster, showing the extent of the spoil slip. This really goes to show you that landslides are no joke. A dragon sculpted by the artist Marco Martella. Located on top of the Alp Kimbra mountain in Laveron, the sculpture named Dragon Via will have required 1 month of work. It is made of wood from hundreds of trees destroyed by the Via storm. I love people that take a disaster and make it into something so cool, so brilliantly beautiful. Alpine stereo ads in 1980s. This vibe is... Oh, it's immaculate. Oh, I love that. Got a bovine bone implanted after the root died. Now that's gotta be an interesting conversation whenever you have to get x-rays.
A flamboyance of flamingos in the shape of a flamingo. My god, the flamingos. They're developing Jaegers. I grew this crystal at home.
Hello, police? Yes, this one right here.
And the process took 2 weeks from start to finish.
No, officer, you don't understand. It's for karma.
Snake-shaped temple dedicated to Lord Krishna in India. India? What the frick? I thought temples are meant to be a sanctimonious place of peace or worship. Here you are creating like giant monsters. I'm not trying to shame you, I'm more just really envious. Joe Strummer in his pre-clash early 20s when he was still a part-time gravedigger in Newport, South Wales in 1973. The dude used to be a part-time gravedigger. That's a interesting pre-profession before your stardom. Wonderful Pink Lake in Australia. What's funny is it's not even just the Pink Lake. We have Pink Lakes. That's plural, mother flipper. It's completely safe to swim in, but not very popular among tourists, mainly because they don't know where the hell to get to it. Don't need to be afraid of any crocodiles or sharks in there because it's too salty for anything to live in it, aside from microorganisms and incels on Reddit. Italians in awe of the Lancia Stratostero 1970, presenting the latest mode of travel. Don't bother overtaking others, just scoop right under them. You're not liable for damages, that's their fault for being too slow. These little fluff balls are Honduran white bats that snuggle together in large leaves, not in caves. There's an uncanny level of cuteness that I perceive among the wild, of which I find it to go beyond cute and morbidly terrifying, because I just feel like giant teeth are gonna claw out of that mouth. Unique light setup. This makes me think of some nightmare I've had where I've seen like everything around me peeling away with some eldritch horror stalking me.
Don't run away, child.
No, please!
Just bask in awe of my presence.
Oh no, it's not you, it's the lighting. I mean, the way you do these walls.
Oh, thank you.
What do they call this at IKEA? I gotta know.
Cotton candy grapes are real, and they taste like magical berries.
Yeah, alright, cotton candy grape farmer. We see your little pitch here.
However, this is what the AI DALL-E 2 thinks they look like. Fascinating. A tree that grows 2 children. And theoretically, the idea of naturally grown cotton candy sounds nice. Imagine just being able to pick some cotton candy from a tree. But see, we can do that in real life. It's just that most cotton candy you see out in the wild has a bunch of spiders in it. So have fun fathoming that sort of ecosystem for such trees existing. Marble thrones over 2,000 years old in Oropos, Greece. Or is it Oropos? Or Opos? Or a piece of shit? Well, whoever built this part of Greece definitely deserves an A+ for having theirs actually stable enough to withstand the sands of time. Now, where is their dust of remains to give them a medal? This is a photo of the XM759, a US Marine vehicle that uses a conventional tread layout, but instead of using treads, it uses a chain of wheels. This allows it to float and combines the benefit of treads with those of wheels. Wow, it's like a tank but with a bunch of warts. Abandoned by his mother in a Chinese forest, Kizai is the only known brown panda in the world. He was found by humans and taken to the Foping Panda Valley in China, where they hope to mate him. I think we just need to fathom this panda's life experience. Imagine you are a struggling, homeless person. Some random group of people find you in the street. They see you, they pity you, they empathize with your situation. They offer you a home. Not a big one, just one that's nice and comfy, enough for you to feel safe and warm. Suddenly, random women start being thrown into your house. Don't get you wrong, it's not horrible. Company's nice. It's just a bit weird and abrupt. You notice too, you actually can't leave the house, and with there only being one large bed to share, you decide to sleep in the bed together. And just as you turn off the nightlight, you look outside the window and see just a bunch of humans staring at you. One of them, popcorn in hand, taps on the glass.
Come on, man! Bang already!
First class meal service at Air France, 1988. Dear God, please don't actually be good. This is what people usually mean when they say they miss the 80s. It's not so much, the blatant sexism and racism that will still strive. It's the first class food in airplanes, people.
I don't even like lobster, but it looks pretty.
A medieval book of hours, circa 1440. I imagine this is what my books look like for those who don't actually read English. Also, mate, I'm sorry, are you aware of the terminology of space? Because them words are just going to encourage more variance by how terrible they are at social distancing. Megalodon could fit a modern orca in its stomach. Hey orca, wanna see how far I can shove you down my throat?
No.
During an expedition up Mount Owen in 1986 in New Zealand, the 3,000-year-old foot of an extinct moa was discovered inside a cave with skin still attached. Hey look, it's a 3,000-year-old root finger. Glad to see social communication was as intelligent back then as it is now. A crystal dagger uncovered in the megalithic tomb of Montelirio in Tolos, Spain, thought to be over 6,000 years old.
Hello, police? Yes, this ancient criminal right here.
This is how much English has changed over the last 1,000 years. Modern from 1989. The Lord is my shepherd. I lack nothing. He lets me lie down in green pastures. He leads me to still waters. King James Bible, 1611. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside beside the still waters. Middle English, 1100 to 1500. We're not really sure.
Our Lord guideth me, and nothing shall befall unto me. In the stead of pasture he set me there. He nourished me upon water of flowing.
Old English. Yeah, because the other Englishes aren't old. 800 to 1066. God is one. And Hammek is set on a good land, and fed him a bewilderer Stratham. Truly the most elegant of all.
There is a Naruto-themed restaurant in Istanbul.
Hey, that's pretty cool. I honestly love when they just make a subtle nod to what they're referencing, not so much just blatantly,
This is what we are, that's all we are. Unless you like the anime, you won't get anything here.
NASA will be launching Artemis 1 to the moon on August 29 for the first time to conduct tests before placing humans on board for moon landings.
Sir, I have seen the movie The Time Machine. I know what happens.
Let's maybe do it after I'm dead, please. Look at these mushrooms that grew next to the bathroom door in my hotel room overnight. Not my bedroom, my hotel room. Mushrooms, the jellyfish of the Flora Kingdom. Basically, the thing that makes you think, are they really natural to our planet or are they just aliens? Acoustic location was used from mid-World War I to the early years of World War II for the passive detection of aircraft by picking up the noise of the engines. This photo is from 1917, showing Germans wearing combined acoustic and optical locating apparatus.
Sorry, I understand this was necessary for the sake of literal, survival and war, but...
It's like those lemur possums with the giant eyeballs. The Oval Office gets emptied out during the switch between presidents. It's amazing how dull of a space it looks without all the fancy expensive furniture. Afterlight, ink and acrylic painting. Ooh, trippy. I folded this origami Guan Yu, Chinese god of war, from one uncut square of paper. Yeah, I'm calling BS. One piece of paper, uncut, made this.
Hello, God? Yes, this person right here. They're breaking physics?
College Water Park. Why is that in quotation marks? Seems like a nice pool, nice trees around the area. But the fact that water park was in quotation marks makes me think this place is filled with pee or something, which, let's be honest, it probably is. Honestly, understanding what the petri dish the public pools are, I don't like to go near them. Apple phone patent, 1985. Noticing a lack of Steve Jobs on this patent, and I think we understand why. It's almost designed to be as bulky as possible. In World War II, a bomb that was steered by pigeons to hit a target was prototyped. It worked perfectly in testing, but the design was rejected by the top brass.
Wait, hold on. Do they just put pigeons in it to steer it? What, do the pigeons get out? What? What? I have so many questions.
Michelangelo's Moses is a marble sculpture made in 1513 to 1515. One of the many details of this masterpiece is one very small muscle in the forearms that contracts only when lifting the pinky. Otherwise, it is invisible. Moses is lifting the pinky. Therefore, that tiny muscle is contracted. Another actually amazing fact about this sculpture is that you're actually doing this right now, aren't you? Yeah, you are. Because I tried it and I can't see it.
What's wrong with me? Why aren't I Moses?
This is the Nardo Ring in Italy. The 12.5 kilometer ring is banked and has 4 lanes. Each lane has a neutral speed you can drive at without turning the wheel. In the outer lane, you can drive in a continuous straight line and always end up at the starting place while achieving speeds of up to 240 kilometers an hour, or 149 miles per hour if you're stupid. I'm going to assume there was more practical applications to this other than,
Let's build a giant circle. Hello, local farmers. Would you like a giant circle? Here you go.
none of these people are real. The images were created with a text-to-image generation model called Stable Diffusion, with the prompt, portrait of an average country male. Okay, a lot of these eyes are actually very uncomfortable to look at. Ugh, why does the Australian guy have to look like he really likes The Office as his personality on Tinder?
Yeah, no, it's a great show, but you know what's even better? Nutella and tomato sauce on a sandwich. Oh, it's heavenly.
Price of electricity right now in Estonia, the highest it's ever been. Correct me if I'm wrong, is that 4,000 euros?
What's 4,000 euros to US dollars? Let me just quickly Google.
It's literally the same? What? For how much? For a liter?
Please tell me that's not for a liter. Why What? Damn, Estonia, do you have like freaking diamonds in your fuel or something? Mummified hand of a 19th dynasty ancient Egyptian princess. Her nails were painted red with henna. Oof, talk about a bad manicure before your death. How embarrassing. This is how enemy aircraft were detected before the invention of radars. Jeez, my man. As if the possum lemur masks weren't ridiculous enough. This guy just goes full-blown elephant. Speaking of elephants, the radioactive elephant's foot in Chernobyl. Oh, nice to see we can actually safely get close enough now. Last I checked, I thought it was too dangerous. That or this person has cancer anyway, so they're like, frick it, I'll help out in ways I can. This is a photo of the Tsar tank, a Russian World War I experimental tank design. It is unique due to the massive back wheels, which were large in an attempt to stabilize the vehicle while going over rough terrain. Wow, that doesn't at all look extremely easy to destabilize. Camera the size of a grain of sand. You know, modern technology is just like fire. So many good ways to utilize it, but also so many bad ways. Fingers crossed someone develops some tech that can like pick up the signal of these kind of cameras in a hotel room. Camera in a furniture screw. Oh, and speaking of things that are just uncomfortable to think about in hotel rooms. A seagull trying to save his companion from a bald eagle. What's terrifying is that you can see these seagulls genuinely trying their best, and this eagle just looks like it's a slight annoyance. Could you peck a little lower down my back? That's where it's itchy. Frane Selak is recognized as the luckiest person to live. 6 marriages, a lottery win, surviving a bus crash in the river, train that derailed, a plane crash where he survived without a parachute, a car collision, and plus more. Those 6 marriages, they were divorces, right? They didn't happen to be related to all those collisions and crashes, because that's where it becomes suspicious, mate. A tributary of the river Loire in France after several weeks of a heat wave. To my French friends out here wanting to experience Australia, don't worry about it. Just come here. You get the same experience. Depths of the Familiar. Ink on wood skate deck. I hope no one actually skates with this. I am scared they'd ruin it. Skull still inside chainmail from the Battle of Visby, 1361. Aw, he's sleeping. Meanwhile, in Why Kids Are Scary, toddler bites and kills snake after it bit her. Snake clearly not amused. They're stealing our jobs. A 140-year-old mom with her 5-day-old son. Okay. I'm sure I wasn't the only one expecting this to be an actual human and being kind of horrified as to the way that worked or how it happened. Don't worry, it's wholesome, see? It's tortoises. Cute little tortoise. Hello, baby tortoise. Your mom's gonna be dead by the time you're an adult. Aww. The incredible architecture of the Drunk Horse, located in Sopot, Poland. Beautiful.
We'll be the judge of that.
No, this isn't a ridiculous lens. No, you are not drunk. Someone just decided to infuse beer into the concrete upon construction. I feel like people do not fully understand how much life changed for our species between 1900 and 2000. I still struggle to comprehend it. These events are 66 years apart. That is, man first achieving flight and landing on the moon. Though, sad fact, it is recorded that the most motivating reason behind this is because of 2 basically consecutive world wars. That's right, my friend, our most motivated times in modern history is when we're trying to kill each other. Oh, don't worry, no, don't be morbid about it. See, we're better now. Now we're only motivated by money. A depiction of what Andre the Giant would have looked like standing next to Robert Wadlow, the tallest human being ever recorded. Wadlow stood 8 feet 11 inches and weighed close to 450 pounds. While Andre was billed at 7'4". The throw helped. He had to be closer to 6'11" or 7 foot. Dude, why are we making Andre the Giant look like a literal person suffering from short man syndrome? It's like a cranky mother standing up for their son who's been sent to detention by the school principal here. Ken Allen, 1971 to 2000, was an orangutan at the San Diego Zoo. Not only did he escape 3 times, his peers began to follow his example and escaped too. Wow, so it's like Shawshank Redemption. He outwitted zookeepers even when they posed as visitors. During his escapes, Ken would peacefully stroll around the zoo looking at other animals. In Australia, your tax return document shows where your tax money was spent. Ew. What? Ew. What? Ew. A government being transparent? Ew. What? Ew. 1945. French woman With that amount of wine, I imagine she's gonna watch like 5 seasons straight on Netflix this afternoon.
No hurricane has ever crossed the equator. No way. This is the type of thing that Elon Musk would respond to with interesting or looking into this. Like, chill the hell out, bro. The longest legs in the world. 6'9". Oh my God, wow! I'm 6'3". Those legs would probably still be coming up to my shoulders. God damn, dude! I'm not good there. Look, there's something very obvious I could say. No, not mean to them. I'm just not gonna say it because we're a family channel here. No, stop it. This is the world's only known white giraffe. Wait, really? Well, okay, only known. There might be a billion of them hiding somewhere in a place we don't expect, but that's pretty freaking crazy. The Kosker Cave is a Paleolithic decorated cave located in France that contains numerous cave drawings dating back as far as 27,000 years BP. Bipolar? No, what? BP? I'm sorry, I've just never seen that before. The cave has more than 200 parietal figures and is also the only decorated cave whose entrance opens under the sea. Oh, wow. That's kind of spooky, I gotta say. Is this a Kane Pixels invention? Are we sure that this is real? George Lucas before CGI, 1984. Yes, I get before CGI. There were 2 movies a little bit after this that would make the first, theatric use of it for sure. Tron Legacy and The Last Starfighter both used that. I believe Last Starfighter was first. However, as awesome as this is, you really got to give it credit. ILM basically wrote the book on all of the things that we hold dear in cool movies now. But just remember something. CGI is not inherently bad, okay? I know that it's one of those things, when it's bad, you notice it and you're like, oh, that's gonna date this movie really bad. Yeah, but I'm so sick and tired of any and all CG, regardless of how it's used, being treated like it's some fucking poison to theatrics in general. Without any CG whatsoever, YouTubers and people with no budget would not be able to do cool, crazy shit for their own little film projects, from crappy stock Force Lightning to doing your own lightsaber in After Effects, a version that you pirated and stuff like that. Quit it with the anti-CG crap, okay? Look, I totally understand that we're using it way too often for everything, but quit pretending like it's inherently bad and it takes you out of everything because you see it. Early effects before these guys on Star Wars mastered the art of keying and compositing, stuff looked like shit way back in the day before that until these guys basically perfected that crap. And some people wouldn't even think that they perfected that stuff, all right? I'm sorry I'm going on like a 3-minute rant about this, but as someone whose favorite medium is film, just chill the fuck out, dude. The world's first capsule hotel is in Osaka, Japan, and is 44 years old. Okay, that is cool. That is really neat. It's just kind of funny. Normally when you hear about this hotel in Japan in the same sentence, it's like, oh yeah, the same family's been running it for 900 years. It's just kind of funny to see, oh yeah, the world's first capsule hotel, it's 12 years old. It's just funny, Oscar, a cat that served on 3 warships, 1 German, 2 British, all sank in action. The cat survived each sinking, floating away on wooden planks to rescue. The cat was known as Unsinkable Sam. So was his name Oscar or Sam? Also, let that boy retire. Apple I found is a quarter green. I just threw up in my mouth a little bit. Oh no, oh God, not because of the apple. No, the apple's cool. I'm sorry. Oh my God, I'm dying. What the hell's happening to me? How paint can change a room. It's quite impressive, isn't it? Simply framing a room with paint. It's pretty legit. Gotta say, when we repainted our house, that's exactly what we thought about. It was just mind-blowing to see how the room would change depending on how you painted it, not even necessarily the colors. I found a newspaper from JFK's assassination while going through old photos. Oh boy. Kennedy's killed. 1 inch or more of rain likely here. Okay. Greensburg. I don't know where that is. But really, you have that massive headline. And then that right underneath? That just feels weird to me, man. This is the oldest surviving surviving aerial photograph taken 43 years before the invention of the airplane 163 years ago. That is pretty legit. I'm so dumb. I was about to ask, how'd they get the picture though? Did they strap it on a bird? And I forgot that balloons have been around for a while. Yeah, taken October 13th, 1860. Balloon, something about view of Boston? Anyway, doesn't matter. That's pretty freaking neat. Ooh, Ah Point in Arizona. Ooh, Ah Point. Oh, that's why. Is that in the Grand Canyon? The final exam for police service dogs to remain calm in front of a cat in Germany, 1987. Dude, that's pretty legit though. Not like you better protect the cat though if one of them fails, okay? If one of those dogs fails, you better not just go, well, he ate the cat. No. They don't get to graduate and the cat gets to be safe. When you need help at a train station in Japan, customer service literally pops out of the wall. What? Oh. Man, now I'm gonna feel weird. There are gonna be people back there ready to pop out to help me if something breaks down. I guess there's plenty of jobs. What do you do? Oh, I'm an ATM/automated ticket machine. Yeah, if the ticket machine never acts up, I live in the wall. I'm 12 hours in the wall. In 1979, 25-year-old George Kaskotis fled the U.S. for Greece pending 61 felony charges. There, he forged a degree to get hired at a bank, and within 7 years, he scammed his way into becoming one of the country's richest men. He was arrested in the White House in 1987 while meeting the president. Holy crap, the balls to come back after 61 felony charges and, well, doing the rest of what he did. Was there a movie made about this dude? This is terrible Tommy Silverstein. He spent 36 years in solitary confinement, and because of his violent actions, the BOP designed and built an AdMax prison where he had his own specifically designed cell. Wait a minute. He looks vaguely familiar, does he not, Clarice? No, he doesn't really look that much like Hannibal Lecter, but dude, you freak. The world's largest air purifier stands at 200 feet tall. What? Holy crap, that's an air purifier? Okay, wait a minute though. Is there just one of them? How effective is that thing really? There's now a massive library in Minecraft that's filled with uncensored articles, journals, and information from all over the world. It was created by a company called Blockworks, and because Minecraft is accessible worldwide, the library offers a unique opportunity to people in censored countries to view censored materials in a safe environment. Christ. That's an interesting way of doing things, for sure. Ben L. Solomon, a U.S. Army dentist during World War II. During the Battle of Saipan, when the Japanese started overrunning his hospital, he stood a rear guard action, allowing the safe evacuation of the wounded. He killed 98 enemy troops before being killed himself. In 2002, he was given the Medal of Honor. Well, yeah, Christ. Jamaica is currently the only country whose national flag doesn't include either the colors red, white, or blue. What? That can't be right? No, wait, hold on a second. Why does that not feel correct to me? A villager from Ankang, China, unknowingly used an old grenade as a nutcracker for 25 years. It was a gift from a friend. I like that. From a friend. Yeah, I'd be pissed. A group of sailors surrounded the ship's cat Convoy as he sleeps inside a miniature hammock aboard the HMS Hermione 1941. Or Hermione, if, you're into that sort of thing. Oh, that's great. An Australian journalist named her baby Amphetamine Rules as a test of naming regulations. Okay, did she fix that? Okay, first of all, did it work? Was she allowed to do that? And if she was, did she figure out a way to fix that? Because that's fucked up, right? That's not cool. Like, oh, you did it. You really gave the man something to think about. Again, I don't know if it actually worked or not, but if it did, man, I hope you didn't just make them keep it, because that's some bitch-ass bullshit. Incredible. Terry Fox, a 21-year-old Canadian who lost a leg to cancer, began a cross-Canada run to raise money for cancer research. He ran the equivalent of a full marathon a day. He made it 143 days and 5,300 kilometers before the spread of his cancer forced him to quit. He died in June 1981. I have heard about Terry Fox before. A true goddamn legend. Holy crap, man. A decorative carved ivory ball once belonging to Queen Victoria. It contains 15 concentric balls and was made using a single block of ivory. Wow, it's not cool that it's made out of fucking ivory, but it's incredible craftsmanship nonetheless. Like, that's actually insanely wild. The Golden Gate Bridge, 50th anniversary, 1987. Estimated crowd size was over 800,000 people, which caused the bridge to sag 7 feet. Well, yeah. As someone once pointed out to me, during a local run that happens every year in my hometown called Bloomsday, bridges like that, to my knowledge, weren't designed to have hundreds of thousands of people walking or running across them. Very often, they're designed for the smooth motion of cars, mainly. So, I don't know. The Golden Gate Bridge is definitely different than the Monroe Street Bridge where I grew up, which for like a couple of years was the longest arch bridge in the world by a foot or something stupid, even though it's not really a long bridge. Point is, I love my town. I could tell you stupid facts about it all day long. But yeah, good God, I hope the bridge was okay and nothing spooky started going on after that. Charity Whedon is sworn in at NASA. Look closely at the book she's swearing in on. Okay, let me zoom in here, see what we got. Carl Sagan, contact. I mean, why not? You're working at NASA. It's not like they force you to use a Bible, right? Water, carbon, and organic materials were found in this sample of asteroid Osiris-RE-X. Water, carbon, and organic materials. Okay. Well, look, to be as fair as possible, probability alone, I can absolutely 100% guarantee you there are other life forms out there in the universe. Will we see them? I don't think so. I mean, I think the closest we're ever going to get is some bacteria from one of Jupiter's moons or something like that. I do not think we will ever, at least everybody watching this video's lifetime, in your lifetime, I do not believe we will ever see anything else. But I can guarantee you, I'd bet you every penny I own or will ever make for the remainder of my life that there's a lot more out there. See the moon through the eye. The eye of, whoa, okay, where can I go? Hello? In a small town in County Cork, Ireland, a monument stands in appreciation to the American Choctaw Indian tribe, Native American tribe. Although impoverished, shortly after being forced to walk the Trail of Tears, the tribe somehow gathered $170 to send to Ireland for famine relief in 1847. Which, just doing a simple calculation via Google, it looks like the value of that $170 is nearly $6,400 in today's money. An increase of $6,200 over 176 years. Quite redonkulous, honestly. The Ermagerd Gersberms girl recreated the classic meme to promote the new Goosebumps show. Oh, no way, that's awesome, though, if that is true, because every time I see one of these meme kids grown up, someone's like, oh, it's not them, though. Also, I heard the show is cool. One of the 2 photographs in existence of the U.S. Supreme Court in session. Why did I say Supremes? Supreme Court in session. Cameras are forbidden in the Supreme Court, but this photograph was taken by a young woman who concealed her small camera in her handbag, cutting a hole through which let the lens peep out in 1937. Okay. Yeah, that must be one of the more intimidating rooms to be in. Look at that big ass wall with a clock 50 feet up behind him. It's just creepy. This 18th century sculpture called Disillusion, which includes an intricate net carved from a single block of marble, which was created by Francesco Chiarolo without assistance. Chiarolo? I don't know. Without assistance. Since no apprentice would touch it for fear of the delicate net crumbling in their hands, it took him 7 years. Yeah, I can see why I wouldn't touch it either, dude. Holy crap. You telling me I'm apprenticing for a guy that can create something like that? I'm not helping him. I'm not gonna help you move it. I'm not even gonna look at it wrong, man. Because I know if I do anything wrong, I'm gonna get killed, man. The atomic bomb that was dropped on Nagasaki, Japan, knocked out one post of this temple, or Shinto shrine archway, excuse me. Yet the other post was remarkably left standing. And I swear to God, this is the type of thing that Elon Musk is just going to say, interesting, to, implying some weird crap. Flooding outside and in New York City apartment. Yay. I love looking at that. A lake's name in Massachusetts? Oh my God, no way. Holy jeez. I'm gonna need someone to do that one for me. 18,000 people live in this single building in St. Petersburg, Russia. Yeah, looks like fun. Like a lot of fun. Damn, it's huge though. The preserved body of Balto, the sled dog that made the final 53-mile stretch through an Alaskan blizzard to deliver life-saving medicine to children. That feels weird. Also, it is strange how different those dogs looked, especially in comparison to the damn animated movie they made. Also, thank you, I do appreciate crediting Balto as the sled dog that made the final stretch through a blizzard, rather than, making it somehow the entire goddamn way. The movie kind of, because because the movie's by no means a historical account. It's an animated kids movie. Of course, it's going to get super silly. That movie made it feel very, very different growing up. I knew it was based on some sort of true story, but even as a kid, I was like, well, wait a minute. I know they're not talking cartoon dogs. I'm curious, what really happened? Astronomers calculated this color, cosmic latte, to be the average color of the universe. Well, that makes me kind of sad. Super boring. Zebra foals imprint on their mother's unique patterns of stripes. Keepers wear a special coat so the orphan foal will automatically recognize whoever wears it as his caregiver. Aw, well, that's just adorable. No wonder it can split a human with no effort. What? What can it? Oh, well, okay, yeah, I never wondered why a bear could destroy you. A long 38-hour drive in Western Australia without ever leaving the state. Oh my god. Yeah, I gotta say, you guys have like probably the worst road trips in the world, you know? In the UK, you drive for 37 hours and you're in fucking Alaska all of a sudden. But you know, in Australia, you drive for 6 months, you're still in your goddamn driveway, man. That is good lord, brother. Still gotta visit someday. I'm just waiting for a good time. Football player David Njoku, sporting face covering, arrives for today's game after suffering facial burns yesterday. Oh my god, we sell those masks at Spirit Halloween. What happened though? No, seriously, he bought that off the shelf at Spirit. Brand new 1941 IH A14 tractor chained to the USS Hornet carrier sunk in 1942, depth of 17,500 feet. Oh, I genuinely don't know why I didn't expect that to be the image. I'm a moron. Family members' work conference dinner the other night, suspended by a crane. Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm not doing that. Irene Triplett, who died in 2020, was the last recipient of an American Civil War pension through her father, who was born in 1846. She was only eligible for the pension because her father made the fortuitous decision to switch to the Union side in 1864. Damn, man. Whew, how much would that have been? The only known intact head of an extinct dodo bird. Now look at those gooby boys. Look, we've all seen Ice Age. We know what happened. Twinkies and Pop-Tarts in Swedish. Disgusting food museum. Okay, let's set the record straight right now. I get it. I totally do. However, Sweden, Finland, Norway, the UK, everywhere over there, you guys have terrible food too. I've had Finland's terrible, unhealthy, sugary food. Reminds me, same shit. It's the same damn shit. It's just in different packaging. And to be fair, doesn't have tens of thousands of pounds of salt for some inexplicable reason, I guess preservatives or whatever, or syrup. So look, I'll give you guys some points, but as an American who's kind of tired of just, yeah, I'm American, I should myself, right? You guys have terrible, disgusting food too. I guess to be fair, because I haven't seen the rest of the Disgusting Foods Museum, you've gotta have more than us in there. I know you do. So one thing though, if y'all Swedes don't have many Swedish items in there, okay, fuck you. I'm just, this museum better be like 80% Swedish foods, okay? It better be. There's a man in India who held his arm up one day and decided to keep it there. Almost 50 years later, his arm is still in the air, and it's completely dead and unusable. I don't know why he did this. I'm not sure what, is this some kind of protest or something? All I know is there's literally nothing that can be done with that arm. It's gone. It is gone. Does he sleep at night with it just raised above his head still? Like, does he lie down, but like halfway down the bed or something so that his arm is extended? The top of the Great Pyramid of Giza. Oh, it's in Egypt? Wow, crazy, thank you. Hey, look at that. A lot of people, subscribe to weird theories about like, there's no way we could have built something like that. Are you sure? Because it's just piles of small bricks. I feel like this is the most efficient way to pile bricks. Big 3D triangle. Big triangular prism. A museum demonstrating what happens when you let visitors touch marble. Wait, what? All right, let's see. Oh my god, I hit the wrong button. What in the world is my problem? Please don't touch the vase. Museums have good reasons for asking people not to touch things. The vase is made from carved marble. If every visitor to the gallery touched it, it would soon become dirty. We want you to touch this piece of marble. Look at the difference between the surface that people have been touching and the area that hasn't been touched. Yeah, I think people really underestimate in general how nasty your goddamn hands are. Yes, even if you wash them regularly, even if you wash them without pissing and shitting in the bathroom, even if you do that regularly, your hands are goddamn filthy, dude. The stories they could tell. In 2009, the physicist and author Stephen W. Hawking gave a party for time travelers. Right. How'd that go? No one showed up, right? In 1958, 2 pilots flew an aircraft for more than 2 months without landing, refueling by matching speed with a truck driving down a road, and their record still hasn't been broken. Yeah, I wouldn't want to beat that record either. Can you imagine being in a rumbly, tumbly, annoying-ass, loud-as airplane for 60 days? Do you know how uncomfortably quiet you would find the rest of the world for quite some time after you landed? I mean, sheesh, brother. Oh, that would suck.
The giant Cheeto of Cheadle, Alberta. Wow, this confirms it. They truly do look like a weird orange turd when zoomed in, which you think would dissuade humanity from enjoying these as a light snack. You'd think. Nope, snacky poo-poos go in the mouth, yum yum yum. A hermit crab using an artificial shell crawls across a sea of plastic waste. Beautiful. It's nice to see that the creatures have finally caught up and adapted to modern life. See, clearly this means our plastic waste is necessary to be left in the ocean. Suck it, Mr. Beast. Inside a Steinway grand piano. Looking like some weird underground subway that's uncomfortably fluffy looking too, actually. Could you imagine fluffy furniture and architecture scaled to this magnitude? I imagine cleaning would be a nightmare. Human tower competitions in Catalonia, Spain. By far, this is extreme trust exercises. I hope you're not at the top and need to pee. Lava following across the snow in Iceland as people come near it to watch and warm themselves. Long ago, the Snow Nation lived in harmony until the Fire Nation attacked. Then they lived in bliss because it was actually really nice for them to bring some warmth to the area. Frederick Blah invented the Pringles can. When he passed away in 2008, his ashes were buried in one. I don't know, Frederick. I think you're just going to be bursting with carbon if I opened you up. Could you imagine if they put his Pringles can away, but accidentally swap it out with an actual Pringles can? So just somewhere out there in your local grocery aisle is the ashes of Frederick. It's like a golden ticket for the Willy Wonka factory, except, unintentional cannibalism. This is Pheasant Island, an uninhabited island between France and Spain, who both share the island. Right, so what, did someone just come on flying by in creative mode, build a bunch of things and leave? I feel like there needs to be more context here, because that architecture definitely isn't more than 40 to 50 years old. Oh! Today in Why Jack is a freaking idiot. Hi, that's me. I thought this whole image was of the island. No, it's far more pathetic than that. It's that little splot of land in between the river here. I mean, really? We're gonna call that an island, not just some growth in the river? Pretty sure Australia has 500 of them. Not growths, I mean islands and rivers. Look, maybe we have growths, I don't know, we maybe need to see a doctor. I am a bone carving artist, and I made this knife by carving buffalo bones.
I've got a joke for you. What is a bone carver's favorite snack?
The oldest known D20 is from 300 BCE. Ancient nerds! Hong Kong in 1964 versus 2016. Why these years hate each other, it is not really well known. But I've got my money on 2016 because that was the year humanity was at its best before it all turned to hell. R.I.P. Harambe. Also, I want to hope that smog is just because of the time of the day this was taken and not at all because of how terrible the weather is there now. Crayfish from the clear lagoon waters of the Great Barrier Reef. Yo, what? Nah, mate, I grew up in Cairns, okay? Let's get a little map out there. Cairns, right there. Nice to visit, boring as hell to live in. That's beside the point. That's like the tourist trap of visiting the Great Barrier Reef. And I assure you as a local, when they say clear lagoon waters, oh, that's gotta be once in 5 years. Still, amazing catch though. Crayfish clearly being the type of sea creature that, has found its parents' wallet and has bought a bunch of microtransactions for cosmetics. Facial reconstruction of a medieval Scottish woman who was buried between the 12th and 14th centuries at the Whithorn Priory, located in the Dumfries and Galloway region of Scotland. Wow, she looks so human and modern. It's disgusting. Zhongshu Library in Chengdu, China. I've probably butchered those words. Chinese agents around Australia, please don't come and assassinate me. Oh, would you look at that? It is like the dream of every Belle wannabe out there. Let's just ignore the fact that a lot of those books there aren't actually real. Nah, it's aesthetic, it's nice. The lucky iron fish. Used by people with low blood iron. You need only cook with it to increase your iron intake. cooking with a fish in the kitchen. They don't even make chef uniforms for fish. That's silly. The only school they belong in is with other groups of fish. Lunchtime at the movie site Star Wars, directed by George Lucas in 19... Damn, dude, practical effects back then, like, it was pretty bad, but you gotta give some absolute honor to it. Bedding was such a luxury in the Middle Ages that blankets and sheets were written into wills. Yeah, despite the pressured need and requirement for very advanced things such as internet access, etc., just to function well in this society, it is rather humbling to know that me, as someone who owns like 5 different sheets, let alone too many spare towels because I kept stealing them from a hotel I used to work at. Yeah, I'm like a duke in the Middle Ages. Sir Jack, Earl of Nutsauce. For this video, I want everyone to sign their comments with their weird duke or duchess title. Only if you own more than one sheet though. You know, it's gotta be legitimate if we're doing this. Shark tooth collectors making the best of it in the wake of Hurricane Ian. So essentially, there's hundreds of sharks roaming around Florida right now looking like old grandpas. Help! The shark! It's suckling me! Taken in 1937, this photograph of a man holding what seems to be a giant grasshopper is, in fact, a hoax. But this fooled a lot of people back then. I have to wonder how they achieved this.
Photoshop.
No, did they layer 2 photos onto each other and then, you know, reprint it, to speak, in that way? Or was someone just really good at sketching? Either way, it's nice to see that the chase for clout and attention is something that's been around forever and didn't really just spring up when social media became a thing. A sunset on Mars. Who would have thought we'd be able to witness such a thing on our little devices?
Mine's average, actually. It's actually an average size device, you know, 5 inches, so.
In Melbourne, Australia, city officials set up email addresses for specific trees so locals could report issues like dangerous branches. Instead, people sent thousands of love letters to trees, such as one that said, "You must get these messages all the time. You're such an attractive tree." That's amazing! I demand these email addresses. I demand to have the equal ability to flirt with someone and get no response or attention back. Tinder, what's that? The original version of Monopoly was a cautionary tale against the perils of capitalism. But then, sadly and ironically, capitalism took over. This moss agate that looks like a tropical paradise from above. Ooh, I know I'm not safe to eat it, but I still want to. See, Brain, this is why I can't trust you with things. The Dead Tree. Star trail over Okanagan Lake from Naramata, BC. Damn, man, I hope that I too can look just equally as beautiful when I'm dead. Cartwheel Galaxy! The Cartwheel Galaxy got its shape from a collision with a smaller galaxy outside the field about 100 million years ago. X-rays seen by Chandra, blue and purple, come from superheated gas, exploded stars, and neutron stars and black holes pulling material from companion stars. Does that make no sense to you? Who cares? Just look at the pretty lights. Ooh, wait, just look how insignificant you are. I mean, look how pretty it is. Harris's antelope squirrel is a species of rodent found in Arizona and New Mexico in the United States and in Sonora in Mexico. They have a wide-ranging diet, including vegetation, insects, small rodents, and humans. carrion. It looks like a squirrel with dwarfism, which is a good, cute thing. It's a positive thing. I don't mean it in a bad way. Meet Svante Pääbo, the 2022 Nobel Prize winner in medicine. His father won it in 1982. And that is in fact his father's skull. Mwah, kisses. No, I'm kidding, it's not. Or is it? It's not.
It is?
No. Las Vegas police facing Mike Tyson after he'd just bitten Evander Holyfield's ear off. 1996.
Don't say our tactic to apprehend him too loudly. He's got super hearing now.
Delicious.
Artist Mr. Doodle has spent 2 years covering every square inch of his 1.35 million pound house in doodles. Oh, better be the old way of saying a little cute drawing and not actual phallics. Anyway, he was working his way through 900 liters of emulsion, 401 cans of spray paint, 286 bottles of drawing paint, and 2,296 pen nibs. Ah, look at all those YouTube-safe doodles. Look at him lying on the doodles. Look at all the doodles wrapped around him. Oh look, he's drinking from the doodle too. And he goes in here to bathe in the doodles. And here he is outside with the much larger doodles. He's very happy with all the doodles he has. People fleeing, and boat washing swimming ashore as a tsunami hits Indonesia in 2004. If my memory serves me right, the lady running towards them is actually the mother of the two kids down over there. I was only like 10 at the time, but this whole family got separated from each other. There's actually a movie about them, I believe. It's got little baby Tom Holland in it too, if you're, a crazy fanatic about him. Yes, it was called The Impossible back in 2012. Very fun movie, very traumatizing. Enjoy! Images showing how forced perspective was used to film Will Ferrell in Elf. Ah, the magic of how men measure their height on dating apps. A B-52 Stratofortress aircraft pilot wearing nuclear flash blindness goggles in the 1970s. Mothman. Savo male lions generally do not have a mane. Several hypotheses, one closely tied to climate. An alternative explanation is that manelessness is an adaptation to the thorny vegetation. They have heightened levels of testosterone, which could also explain their reputation for aggression. So what we're saying here, scientifically, is that the most testosterone aggressive lions out there are the ones that look like lionesses. Ooh, that's gonna rustle the jimmies of so many alpha incel males. 26-year-old Playboy model Anna Nicole Smith and her 89-year-old billionaire oil tycoon J. Howard Marshall on their wedding day in 1994. Their marriage lasted 14 months until Marshall died in 1995. It's one thing when you're at least standing tall, you're happy, having a good time. This ain't it, man. Also, who's there? Why is there no one there? You've had 86 years to develop family and friends, man. Come on. This is why you do side quests, people. Portal mirrors. I likey, but I also don't likey the subconscious drive within me to run through these. I do not have the hospital cover for that. The Jackal. Hand carved into living pumpkin, 2022. Very cool tattoo, though I am uncomfortable with you calling it a living pumpkin because that's just basically telling us you carved the skin of a living creature for our entertainment. Oh, look, it lights up. Look at that. Exposing the even greater detail you went into carving out the flesh. A field turns from orange to green as harvesters reap marigold flowers in Los Mochis, Mexico, 1967. Gorgeous display of the colors of nature. Assisted through cheap labor. Yay! Jeff Bezos would be proud. Early bird catches the worm. Red-eyed bulbul in the South African Republic. OC. Wait, you mean this is God? Ooh, God posted something today. Isn't that lovely? In all seriousness, that's a really dang good photo. I'd assume it's a camera that has like a motion sensor sort of setting right now, but yeah, wow, that is close. Piece of material painted with Vanta black. So dark no light reflects and it looks like a void. Yeah, that's straight up confusing to look at. Yeah, I'm just gonna casually leave the end of all light here on the coffee table. All the various reprints of the same book I found at a local bookstore. So I'm going to assume it's some sort of classic novel. That, or someone desperately wants their book to be bought and just thinks it's definitely going to be the cover that's the issue, not my terrible writing. Meanwhile, in book news, 4 women to run post office and count penguins in Antarctica. Which I'm sure many of us are jelly about the prospect, but this is counting penguins, not interacting with them. In reality, this is literally just a glorified accountant. Though I suppose the things you're counting are cute, fuzzy little creatures and not your annoying co-workers. Weird Al Yankovic wrote his parody song The Saga Begins before Star Wars Episode 1 was released. Lucasfilm denied his request to see it early, so he relied on internet spoilers for plot details. Well, that just makes me want to go ahead and listen to it to see what he got right. Finnish folk medicine called cupping therapy being performed in a sauna, Finland, 1935. Giving off real species vibes.
Yeah, wow.
I know about cupping. I know they use more like glass round cups nowadays, but oh wow, those things look very grotesque. The unbroken seal on King Tutankhamun's tomb, 1922. This seal was actually a seal to King Tut's 5th shrine. The king was buried in a series of 4 sarcophagi, which were in turn kept inside a series of 5 shrines. This unbroken seal stayed for 3,245 years untouched. So we did the right thing and touched it. We touched it hard. We destroyed it. 1 tree, 2 seasons. And I'll be damned if it deserves a 3rd, honestly. It's such a boring show at this point. So repetitive and just obvious, it just keeps going back to its roots every single time. Mushroom or nuke-shaped cloud formation in Las Vegas. Ah, that might explain why everyone's gone radio silent in that area in the last 24 hours. Reconstruction of the skull of that, which is made from imprint of its skeleton, as no bone of Steve survived. In summary, professional guesstimating. What is on top of the truest building in Atlanta? A sniper hide?
No, stop looking at us. Stop.
Lewis Pugh, an endurance swimmer who's known for swimming in the world's coldest waters, can raise his core body temperature by almost 2 degrees Celsius in anticipation of entering freezing water. A sports scientist coined the term anticipatory thermogenesis to describe the unique ability. Yeah, when people wish or desire having superpowers in this reality, this is it. This is the best you're gonna get. Ooh, Thermo Man, stopping by Texas in the winter because your governor sucks at their job with the electricity grid. Yeah, I follow American politics. Hungarian students protest for an increase in the salaries of their teachers. Oh damn, that is far bigger than what I was expecting. Honestly, hell yeah, it's nice to see that there are students out there who can clearly tell there are benefits for marching towards something that doesn't actually really influence them directly, but definitely passively. Those jaws! Sharks never run out of teeth. Whenever a tooth becomes weak or loose, it simply falls out and the tooth behind it slides up to take its place. This conveyor belt of teeth ensures that the shark is always able to hunt and defend itself. Well, that's a renewable industry for those dealing with Hurricane Ian. Kolkata's Durga worship with a theme of Van Gogh's Starry Night. I have no idea what's going on here, but it looks absolutely beautiful. If Van Gogh could hear this in his grave, he'd be very proud. But mostly dead, because he is dead. In Western Australia, you will find these stunning green bird flowers. As part of Aboriginal Dreamtime, it is said these flowers were little birds, but a big wind came, and the spirits didn't want to see them all die, so they changed them into the flowers we see now. Ah, thanks, Dreamtime. Also, it gets to a point when it comes to plant life and other creatures that resemble other creatures, you just gotta, come on, Lord and Savior, you're getting a bit lazy with that copy and paste. This is the difference between the crocodile, caiman, and alligator. So your crocodile's the one who's clearly on some sort of addiction. Caiman is trying to assure you that crypto is still worth it, and the alligator is just happy to be included. This very popular photo, captured by Timothy C. Roth from Task Force Turtle, portrays a snapping turtle that emerged after hibernation carrying the earth on its back. Don't you hate just going for a little bit of a nap and you wake up and an entire house and plot of land's on top of you? Just, it's so annoying. This is a photo of General Electric's walking truck, the cybernetic anthropomorpheus machine. The vehicle, which was developed for the US Army, could carry up to half a ton in weight and could walk over difficult terrain. For the US Army. And you're gonna make it this goofy? It looks like some sort of McDonald's delivery vehicle for a kid's theme park. Welsh spiritualist Colin Evans feigns levitation by jumping up and down in total darkness and filming himself with an infrared camera in London, 1939. Yeah, man's really going for it, isn't he? Just look at the sense of focus in his eyes. And that one woman freaking out. Picture of the Crown, UK, at the Tower of London. Oh wow, cool, they got the prop from Sherlock, that's cool. A building made without cutting down the 327-year-old tree. I do love this, however I know that despite loving this, if I lived on that floor there with the 2 holes, I'm gonna hate everything about it the moment I drop my keys down it. Bathing cabins for women in the 19th century. Okay, I'm gonna order this thing to come back. How nice would it be for you to get to enjoy the beach, and instead of having to go all the way up the sand with your wet sandy feet and butt and everything all covered in sand, you just walk into a little cabin and your horse takes the cabin away with you. Look, I love glamping, okay, so I'll be as pedantic about this kind of thing as I want. Adam Keskin, who works as a worker in a furniture factory in Bursa, parachuted into the garden of his workplace when he realized that he would be late for work. Okay, there is definitely more backstory needed here. Like, what were you doing beforehand that required you to suddenly remember you needed to go to work and then have the tools around you to be able to just get into a vehicle that elevates in the sky enough for you to just then get a parachute and then get to work? Like, damn, if you were planning to go skydiving that day, that is very convenient.
Residential building, Amsterdam. I don't know about that one. It looks like Godzilla's already walked through it and they just said, screw it. Let's just fix it as is. American soldiers used leopard slugs as gas detectors during World War I. Did they? Can we get more detail on that? It's interesting. I would like to learn more than just the title. Big ass goat. Oh, you meant big-assed goat. See, that would be the proper way of saying this. I'm sure the goat itself is pretty large, but that's not the feature we're talking about today. This magnificent dog is, alright, an ancient Aztec dog breed once considered guides for the dead in their journey to the underworld. Oh, I can see why they were considered that. Good lord, what an intimidating thing. May 18th, 1980. Mount St. Helens blows its top. Yeah, it was pretty violent, wasn't it? Obviously, I wasn't around, but my grandparents still have vials of its ash. An osprey just before it hits the water. The photographer of these amazing photos is Chen. I'm not gonna ruin your last name, but you're an amazing photographer, holy crap. A large crowd of spectators watch Eunice Padfield and her horse dive from the high tower in Pueblo, Colorado, July 4th, 1905. Wow! Since this exact moment, it's been downhill in Pueblo for sure, ever since then. Believe me, I go there often enough. It's been downhill. House of Succulents, located in Italy. Oh, they weren't kidding. It really is a house of succulents. Good God, they're everywhere. This is actually a sunset on Mars taken by the Curiosity rover, called the... Yes, sure. This one image is actually 21 images stitched together and color corrected so that this would be seen like it was through the naked eye. I mean, that's pretty dang neat though. I'll never get tired of seeing images knowing that they weren't taken on our planet. Negative drawings by Liam York that come to live when colors are inverted. Dude, I'll never understand how people do anything like this. What are you made out of? The battleship USS Iowa transiting through the Panama Canal in 2001. Ooh, that's a bit of a tight squeeze, man. I don't know. I wouldn't be messing with that. These are homemade jail roses, made entirely out of toilet paper, sugar, and crushed pencil lead slurry. Oh, that's just beautiful. I don't know how in the hell you get the toilet paper to do what you want before using other said ingredients, but then again, that's why I'm not an artist. Knocker-uppers were hired to ensure that people would wake up on time for their jobs. They earned 6 pence a week to shoot dried peas at sleeping workers' windows in East London in the 1930s. Huh, what kind of wage is that today? Inflation or not, like, what's the equivalent of that? Like getting 30 cents a week to wake someone up? Or to wake multiple people up? Alright. Abandoned Chuck E. Cheese animatronic found in a landfill. Now see, what you found was something you should put the back. Life cycle of Blackberry. Okay. Ooh, pretty. Ooh, ugly. Okay. Ooh, pretty. Saturn, Mars, Jupiter, and Neptune all lined up. Whoa. Something weird happened on this day, didn't it? This abandoned church in St. Louis was renovated into a dream skate park. Well, that's pretty fucking cool, though. Look, I don't always know what should be done with old buildings like this that aren't being used anymore, but this architecture should not just be torn down so we can put a fucking parking lot there. This is cool. Lynx have absolutely huge paws. Yeah, they do. Look at that thing. It looks like a World of Warcraft creature. Good God, its proportions. Brazilian priest takes abandoned dogs off of the street, cleans them, and presents them at mass to be adopted. This pleases everyone. A McDonald's menu from 1972. All right, let's take a look here. The most expensive damn item. Quarter pounder with cheese, 70 cents. Whoo! My God, would you look at that? A filet of fish, 48 cents, dude. What? A hamburger's 28 motherfucking cents. None of this is fair at all. Let's see. If I got a filet of fish today, a quarter pounder with cheese, and let's say 2 cheeseburgers, I would be paying about $19 motherfucking. Meanwhile, back in the 70s, this would be a grand total of $1.84. It's not all inflation, folks. It literally can't be. McDonald's, what are you doing? The 2020 Netherlands metro derailment. Negligent driving causes a metro train to overturn at the end of the line, crash through a buffer stop, and come to a stop on top of an art installation. Well, this feels like it's straight out of a Marvel movie. Good God, which superhero barely stopped the train in time? Stainless steel versus carbon steel after 30 years in the Gulf of Mexico. Wow, okay. Which one's which? I'm kidding. Good neighbor fence mod or table on demand. Okay, that's pretty cool though. Come on, if you're really close with your neighbor, why the hell not? Buddhists create sand mandalas only to destroy them, to teach the belief that nothing lasts forever. I mean, damn it, okay. Ugh. Moray eels have glass teeth and 2 sets of jaws. Glass teeth? How does a creature have glass teeth? What was God doing that day? Mugshots of the famous. Sinatra, Presley, Cash, Hendrix, Morrison, Bowie, Jagger, Joplin, and Cobain. All right, let's take a look. Yeah, these all feel about right. Bowie, of course, looking the best naturally. Everyone else looks real, man, Elvis looks real messed up. Slides of Albert Einstein's brain on display at a museum in Philadelphia. Why? Bison at 35 below zero in Yellowstone National Park. Yeah, this guy's having a great day. What a lovely day. His name was Thomas Andrews. A designer of the Titanic was on board when it sank. His original design included features such as a double hull, more watertight compartments, and twice as many lifeboats, but they were overruled. He spent his last moments trying to evacuate passengers, and his body was never recovered. Man, if he made it back, he would have lifetime rights to I Told You So, you pieces of shit. Forever. 40 times a day, don't care how tired of it they got. Holy shit. 1957 geologic map of Alaska rendered in 3D with topographic and bathymetric data to show landforms and ocean depths. I love maps like this. It's so damn nifty. Just look at how weird the land really is. Inside a cello once hit by a train? Why was it hit by a train? And you can't fool me. I'm in a weird area of a skate park. A Pine Siskin in Colorado? Ooh, look at that wing! This dude. Michelin posted this picture for 50 years of their Porsche 911 tires, showing their tires for the 1970 911 and for the 2020 model. There's a bit of a difference. LGBT pride flag in a church in Sweden. Oh, it's a whole ass rug. Isn't that just fun? Also, damn, that organ. Bearded lady Helena Antonia was hired by the Queen of Spain to sit next to her and make her look prettier by comparison. I mean, look, she probably got okay money, right? At least, or maybe a room in the castle, palace, whatever you want to call it. I could do this job for just about anybody. Reading chair from the 18th century. Well, that seems incredibly convenient. Where the hell are our chairs like this now? Come on, IKEA. A Chihuahua named Toby Keith, confirmed by Guinness World Records to be the world's oldest living dog, born January 9th, 2001. Aww, he's not looking too worse for wear he can drink now? Excuse me, what? 2 entrepreneurs started a side hustle renting Christmas trees to reduce the number that end up in landfills. Every January, they replant your tree back on their farm so you can rent it again next Christmas. When your tree hits 7 foot, it's retired and planted back in its original forest. Thank you! Why aren't they all doing this? Why does every single thing we do in our society have to be one-time use? These bronze dog statues have all had their noses worn down. Why? Because there's a legend and/or rumor started by tour guides that rubbing their noses brings good luck. However, this is destructive to the statues, and efforts have been made to stop this practice. Maybe don't hire tour guides that encourage the tourists to do stupid shit. Lunar sand sample magnified at 350 times. Ooh, what the hell's going on up on that moon? Alan Shepard, the astronaut who during the Apollo 14 mission to the moon snuck 2 golf balls in a sock and a golf club on board his spaceship. Wow, this is written great. And played the only ever game of golf outside of our atmosphere. The sock and golf club lay on display in the United States Golf Association Museum. That sure is going to be the coolest thing in that museum. My cousin found this while cleaning out our grandmother's basement. Over 1,300 perish in Titanic steamship catastrophe. Only 868 survived in frightful sea horror. That is a hell of a newspaper to have lying around. Ancient heirloom ring, the purest possible silver. Well, that's pretty fucking cool though, honestly. The two-sided statue, Mephistopheles and Margareta, is that right? Oh, well that's really freaking cool. Makes me think of Resident Evil puzzles. Manufactured by Penny King, and is a 5-cent version that sells capsules containing 3 aspirin tablets. What? Oh, okay, I see what's going on here. I don't. Titanic survivors Charlotte Collier and her 8-year-old daughter Marjorie after they finally made it back to America in 1912. Oh yeah, f***ing A, dude. Wow. I mean, the daughter looks okay, but mom has definitely suffered some intense PTSD. Daughter has too, don't get me wrong. Mom has that 1,000-yard stare, holy crap. Raising anchor of your oil tanker only to realize you've hooked an unexploded torpedo. But is it bound to explode again? I mean, not again. You know what I mean. Is it... We're moving on. Frank Lloyd Wright submitted this plan for a civic center in a design contest aimed at reimagining downtown Los Angeles in 1925. Okay. I mean, cool design, but incredibly dystopian. I can just see the banners hanging from the walls now, dude. How to treat a headache in 1895. I don't know, they might have been onto something with this remedy. Have you tried it? I haven't. Let's give it a go. The Tree of Tool in Oaxaca, Mexico, is the tree with the largest trunk diameter in the world, 38 feet. Local people hold it in high regard, and there's a festival dedicated for the tree. Dude, 38 fucking feet. Holy crap, look at that monster. The Basenji is a barkless hound that originated in Africa and was bred to hunt lion. I own 2. Barkless? Doesn't that sound like the dream? Electric chopsticks from Japan can enhance saltiness. Really? I'd have to try that before I fall into that snare, if you will. Mount Rushmore at the time it was unprecedented. Oh, okay, I see. In 1905. Fuck that mountain. The original Voldemort design. Oh, fuck me. That sure would have been something, man. Oh man, the Harry Potter movie. A couple of them felt like they were bordering on R. They got a little creepy. This would have done it for me. 1922 beauty contest winners. Am I missing something? Am I supposed to be surprised at how they look, or like what? I don't get it. They look totally fine. I can see why they won. Oh, were we going for the angle that people uglier a long time ago? Or were we trying to show the distinction between, you know what, who gives a crap?
A photorealistic image of George Washington showing how he would look if he was alive today. So, he'd look like that Lannister guy. Who's that actor? Cersei? Cersei Lannister? Wait, no, that's the woman. Oh god. I just learned that the Windows wallpaper isn't CGI, but an actual photo. I was about to say, welcome to the party, you're like 10 years late when it came to the Green Hill, but no, this is, wow, the actual window. I guess it shouldn't be too surprising. I mean, it's not like they had the graphical designs back then. Detailed instructions on how to kiss a girl from 1911. Oh boy. Do you know how to kiss a girl? Then learn! Stand facing her. Do not tell her your intentions.
What do you intend to do to me?
Nothing at all. Ha! You're attracted to me more now. Do not ask permission to kiss her, because since you're attracted to her, you're allowed to do whatever you want. Look dreamily into her eyes. Okay, anyone who tries to do that will never not look like a psychopath. You may hold her right hand in your right hand, if you wish. No, I want to put her left elbow in my mouth.
How?
Ew, 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 ew.
It is well to sigh a couple of times about this stage of the game.
Get your mouth off my elbow.
Oh.
What the fuck?
Whisper softly that her rosebud lips remind you of Cupid's bow.
Oh, thank you. Oh, there's saliva. Ugh.
Hey.
Oh, Jesus.
Your rose, butt of your lips is a rose on... And Cupid,
Are you okay?
place the fingers of your left hand under her chin and tilt back her head slightly.
Yeah, I'm fine. In fact, I'm a doctor. Oh, okay. Ah!
Just checking your teeth. Draw her gently towards you.
Do not hurry!
Gaze deeply at the love lights which slumber in her eyes.
Hey, wake up. Stop slumbering. I'm trying to seduce you.
Sigh once more.
Ah, I'm awake.
Incline your head towards her until your lips...
But wait! Wait! Do not kiss her until you know that she uses Listerine Pepsin gum, the only antiseptic gum of the world, and the only chewing gum that makes it safe to kiss. That's right, losers who aren't familiar with this meme yet. You've just been tricked into an ad.
There is a lake in Finland that looks like Finland. This is a great opportunity for someone who's chaotic evil to grab a shovel and ruin this. Just a solid 30 minutes of digging into the side of the riverbank. Cane Corso, Latin for the bodyguard dog, were originally ancient Rome's fiercest protectors and can grow over 110 pounds and almost 3 feet in height. TLDR, big dog is big. In 2016, a student left a pineapple in an art museum in Scotland. 2 days later, it had been placed in a glass case as part of an exhibition. Considering they'd have all their art pieces on file and they couldn't understand what the pineapple was doing there, I'm sure this was them just playing along with the gag. It took 3 years to carve this redwood lion.
Whoa, damn boy.
That is seriously some... That's impressive. You can't. That's no comment. Just worship. Lucky Knot Bridge in Changsha. Shine. Nailed it. Well, I'm suddenly craving a red licorice. For those of you like me who always imagined the Mars Curiosity rover was about the size of a dog, we were still technically right. It's about the size of a cane corso. Sorry, correct pronunciation. Cane corso. Is Latin Italian inflection? I don't know. Either way, I'm insulting someone, and that helps me sleep at night. The longest living person was born in 1875 and lived until 1997. This means she watched as cars went from picture 1 to picture 2. I'd go a step further and say they experienced the most exponential growth of human history and technology in all of human history. Mind you, it doesn't hurt that they had 2 world wars where technological advancement was at its peak, but it's fine. Let's not look too deeply into the fact that medical science and technology advanced best when we were trying to kill each other. A whale skeleton in the middle of a rainforest in Osa Peninsula, Costa Rica. There are so many questions. I know whales evolved from land creatures, but even then, there's no way that skeleton would appear here as an actual whale, so it had to come from the ocean, but how did it get through all the trees? This confirms that whales can teleport. $1.6 billion in gold. If only this was an NFT. I could just right-click and save as. You get more pizza in one 18-inch than you do in 2 12-inch pizzas. Ladies and gentlemen, the power of circles and how the businesses use this to screw with us. Well, not really. It's more so our own fault for not understanding maths, but let's not put the blame on us. No, that's personal responsibility, and we can't have that here. A family of Zolos, one of the most ancient dog breeds in the world, originally from what is now Mexico. For Native Americans, they were guardians of the night and the underworld, protectors against evil spirits, companions of wizards and witches, and guides of mortals during difficult times. Not gonna lie, halfway through that I was immediately thinking, okay, so they're superheroes. But no, they're just mini canacotosos. In 2003, Boston moved their highway underground. Here are the results.
Hey, it's Boston! Yeah, and you people call Melbourne, Australia, Melbourne, Australia, so you can
Shut up. Well done, Besetten. Honestly, this is an amazing feat, and only for the better. I genuinely hope this is something a lot of major cities and areas with heavy populations actually advocate to do. In 2021, a mysterious mummy was found in a tomb in Peru with hands covering its face and fully bound in ropes in an underground tomb in Peru. Archaeologists from the National University of San Marcos found the mummy in good condition in that place, a significant site 15.5 miles inland from Lima. Do you want a sealed away demon running amok in your city? Because this is how you let a demon running amok in your city. Germany now has the first fully hydrogen-powered passenger rail service. The trains operate with low noise, and the only emissions are steam and condensed water. Hooray for technological marvels that won't be applied to any other country in the world for at least a few decades! This x-ray of a 16-month-old boy
who lives in the esophagus of a small kid.
Choking hazard! What it was like job hunting in the 1930s. I know 3 trades, I speak 3 languages, fought for 3 years, have 3 children, and no work for 3 months, but I only want 1 job. I don't know, man. Seems like a bit of a pity party for me. Ugh, what's wrong with this generation? They're more willing to complain than actually try and find work. Orange farm in Israel. Wow, they're growing oranges. Who knew? A prison in Otago, New Zealand. So a college dorm. Yep. including posters. Each UK Prime Minister since 2010 had their own personal lectern designed. I love the person who was here the least has the one that is the most convoluted and fancy. Pablo Picasso's first self-portrait at 15 in 1896 versus last at 90 in 1972. Look at that, he still managed to keep the eye staring into my soul. The difference in brain scans between a healthy and a brain-dead patient. Wow, look at that, the brain's dead. I know that's kind of me, this is literally the scanning of someone who is passed, but... Well, the science experiment proves it. If I swung an axe at someone, they end up dying. The thickness of a penguin's coat of feathers. Considering the circumstances they grew up around, I'm not surprised, but still fascinated by how thick it is. 500 million people in India may not have drinking water by 2030. Really brings to perspective how sacred our lives can be and how frail they are. And one can only hope that they leave enough of a legacy for people to remember them by. A US military plane left an interesting pattern in the sky near a Russian airbase. No. Really? Oh, that's beautiful. The world's most dangerous plant. Oh, he's a little green guy. Wow, that really discerns him from the rest of the plant crowd. Danger! The world's most dangerous plant! Dendrocinide moroides. Queensland stinger? What? Yo, hang on, that's my state. Oh god. Oh, I was wondering why this plant actually looks kind of familiar. One touch can induce 9 months of intense, reoccurring, throbbing pain. Dear god, this plant can induce blue balls. Giant tarantulas keep tiny frogs as pets. Insects will eat the tarantula's eggs, so the spiders protect the frogs from predators, and in return, the frogs eat the insects. Oh, he's such a tiny little frog with a giant massive spider. Age 15 versus 25. My art progress. Clearly that's just a photo on the right. Ugh, you're such a fake. Prior to becoming a country act, Kid Rock presented himself as a rapper from Detroit. Wow, how high does that hair need to be? That's gonna be at least 3 cans of hairspray keeping that thing together. Jupiter's giant red spot is shrinking, a comparison to the size of the giant red spot in 1973 versus 2019. Oh no, the giant nipple, it's fading! Li Jingxi, a Chinese woman, was reunited with her son who was kidnapped in 1988. She spent more than 32 years traveling through 20 provinces and hundreds of towns looking for him. During her quest, she helped reunite 29 children with their families. Well, that's definitely getting a movie adaptation at some point. The Roman Emperor Nero, colorized. Known as one of Rome's most infamous rulers, he was notorious for his cruelty and debauchery. He ascended to power in AD 54, aged just 16, and died at 30. Oh lord, that's wow. The world's most powerful redneck in human history. Traffic roundabouts, compared to intersections with stops or signals, have 37% fewer overall collisions, 75% fewer injury collisions, and 90% fewer fatal collisions. We get it, you don't like people having self-autonomy on the roads. Richard Jewell, who saved hundreds of lives in Atlanta Olympic bombing in 1996, had his entire life ruined by media accusations. Pretty sure there was a movie that came out a few years ago about that too. And oh lordy, if it isn't prevalent nowadays with how desperate the media is to follow some story rather than wait for the facts. Welsh Royal Guard falling down due to the extreme heat. None of the others rescued him to not break their rules. 1957.
Come on, man, this isn't the time. Stop showing off your Michael Jackson skills.
The Gisar or Hisar are a very popular sheep breed in Uzbekistan. They are prized for their enormous rumps, and Gisar, which exhibit the largest rumps, sell for highest prices. Wait, a rumps? Is rump ass? Is it butt? Is the rump the booty? Oh my god. Oh, we're eating sheep booty. Meaty sheepy booty. In a first, scientists counted all 10,000 nerve fibers in the human clitoris. Okay, about time they actually look into the science of that part of the human body. Where the Great Wall of China meets the sea. Literally never thought about this. Now granted, this is a time and age where people didn't fathom the idea of learning how to swim and stuff, so you can't blame them for only going a few meters off the shore. Patrick Stewart was initially set to wear a wig in Star Trek. Creator Gene Roddenberry was against hiring Patrick Stewart to play Picard because he didn't want a bald man. but a bald man is what he got. Thank you, bald man. A De Beers mine worker is x-rayed at the end of his shift for a diamond check. South Africa, 1954. It's the little things we do to ensure you get the right price because we control the market. What would we pay our teachers if we paid them what we pay babysitters? Okay, fine. We'll take the babysitter rate. $10 a kid at 6.5 hours a day, 65 times 28 kids a class, 1,820 times 180 school days. Oh, $327,600. Yeah, sounds great. Yeah, it's hard, man. Part of me is like, yeah, we should bring back teachers only having to teach and any disruptions and stuff should just be met with complete discipline. But I do have so many memories and camaraderie with teachers who did basically babysit me sometimes through school and even high school, and they really did help me. They were going out of their way in time to do that, and yeah, I really appreciate that. Archaeologists in northern Spain just accidentally uncovered a 2,000-year-old Roman city that had been completely lost to history. The researchers were shocked by their discovery of this monumental city with no known name and no mention in any historical record. My question is how you accidentally come across this. Like, you're just walking around one day and suddenly decide, I'm gonna dig down for 30 meters. Like, what, this isn't Minecraft. This is an anti-wolf heck collar. The purpose of the collar is to protect the dog wearing it, and if it has to fight wolves. The collar base protects the dog's throat and while the spikes are intended to deter bites to the neck or even injure wolves trying to do so. Damn, I would be so afraid if my dog tried to glomp me wearing that. Jim Mattress Mac Mickenvale just won $75 million, making it the largest legal payout in sports betting history tonight as the Houston Astros win the World Series against the Phillies. Well done, mate. You enjoy that $75 million for the rest of your decade. I mean, life. The unfinished sculpture of Lakota warrior Crazy Horse. Construction was started in 1948, and the best estimate for completing works, including the body and the horse he will be riding, is 2037. Whoa, wait, it's that big? Damn, I was expecting just some, like, fancy convoluted statue a few meters high. That's more than a few meters. This is how the world's tallest woman, 7 foot 7 inches, took her first flight. Turkish Airlines replaced 6 seats from its economy section with a special stretcher for her to travel on the 13-hour flight to the United States. Yeah, wow, she literally would not be able to walk around anywhere. She'd be crawling around the airplane. That's it's kind of horrifying. Penguins' egg whites actually stay clear when boiled. Honestly, that makes them look disgusting, to me personally. That doesn't look normal. That looks alien. Don't like it. The amount that was paid to the performers at Woodstock. Look at all those people earning that money. Wow, $11,200 for The Who. I mean, kind of unsurprising. They're a big name at the time. Feel a bit sorry for Paul Butterfield Blues Band, though. Oof. Seems like they didn't get anything. Authentic English blue Stilton cheese, an ancient variety, produced since the mid-1700s, has a very interesting side effect. The specific strain of Penicillium mold that gives it its distinctive flavor and color is mildly psychoactive to about 70% of people. Eating about 50 grams, approximately 30 minutes before bedtime, preferably on an empty stomach, often produces vivid, colorful, and very strange dreams, which, unlike normal dreams, can usually be remembered in great detail. This unique property has earned it the nickname among connoisseurs as the dream cheese. Wow, all that to avoid saying, it's pretty much a The evolution of Picasso's style. I do get caught up being astounded that someone at 14 years old has the patience and time to paint something so incredibly detailed, but then you also remember, they didn't have social media back then. There was literally nothing else to distract them. But it is nice to see that in their late 20s, at about 29 years old there, they just, you know what, screw it. Forget this mold, I'ma do freaky stuff. And the rest is questionable, concerned for his mental health history. Salpa Maggiore, a bizarre see-through creature from the sea, can clone itself when food is abundant. If we cook it, what does clear taste like? No, that's clearly just plastic in the ocean that's evolved to develop some sort of sentience. I won't accept any other truth. 15,000 dead for 5,760 minutes of soccer. Shame on you. German soccer fans of different teams coordinated together big banners to protest against the World Cup in Qatar 2022. I see, that's what the banner says over in the top right. Yeah, it is pretty messed up when you bring what is essentially 3 times the population of your country over to work in conditions that don't at all are considered safe. I'd say I'm happy to boycott it, but I haven't watched FIFA ever, so I can't really talk. You know Chang and Eng Bunker, born in Thailand in 1811 as conjoined twins, but did you know they had a total of 21 children between them? Wow, that's an interesting situation to be in with your sibling, just right there, next to you, seeing it all unfold. The inscription on the grave of a Vietnam veteran, a gay Vietnam veteran. When I was in the military, they gave me a medal for killing 2 men and a discharge for loving 1. Damn, I love that. I hate we have to honor it in that way, but I love that. In my head, I always thought that they just stayed clear of brush. No, I think this is a great example as to how well hidden our history can be if we just abandoned cities. Like, okay, maybe our skyscrapers and stuff would still be easily noticeable. It's not like plants can exactly grow on those things like a mountain that this is. Meet Thomas Woodhouse, known throughout 18th century Yorkshire for having a 7.5-inch nose. This is his wax likeness. See, gents, when you make a wish to a genie, make sure you specify which part of your body you want to grow exponentially longer. Hoogway is a secured village in the Netherlands specifically for people with dementia, where they can act out a normal life while being monitored and assisted by caretakers in disguise. Oh my god, that is so cool. I know it's probably a lot more complicated than that, but I love the idea of you being someone as a caretaker. You get to just live your life in this town as casual as anyone else, but you're like Batman or Spider-Man, just constantly checking, making sure everyone's okay and having a good time. According to the IMF, International Monetary Fund, this is how the $100 trillion world economy breaks down. Hell yeah, Australia! Got its own little cool corner there, where all the cool people hang out. We're the smallest branch of economy because we can't think of a reason why that makes us cool, but it makes us cool.
The city of Brighton and Hove, England, passed a law in 2022 for all new buildings constructed to have bee bricks. These bricky breckies are designed for solitary bees that aren't part of a hive, to live in. This effort is meant to try to reduce the bees' population's drastic decline in recent years. Oh, how wholesome. Now all these lonely bees can have a little social hub to get together and relate to each other over life issues. Wait, why are they talking about women not deserving equal pay and rights? Who's this bug with a sunken chin calling himself the top bee? A snow leopard visiting a dentist in Finland. Yeah, okay. Visiting is not the correct word here. Captive? Far more accurate. Also, gotta love the paws being secured with mitts. The way this little yellow fish uses this jellyfish for propulsion and protection. No, what? How did you find this? Humans? I swear there are some of us out there who find the craziest Easter eggs in this simulation. Mars on the left, Earth on the right. Well, I hope the person who took the photo on the left took their time to try and look for Matt Damon. He's been trapped there for a while now.
Save me!
This painting from the 1600s shows what watermelons looked like at the time. Conspiracy theorists will hate to admit it, but thank God for GMOs. Gosh, I reckon the red there is also the very gooey part of the watermelon too, like not the fun type. Not the fresh crispiness you get to enjoy today, man. Okay, it's one of those things that make me realize just how privileged I am to live in this type of era. I mean, yeah, climate change in the next like 30 to 40 years, but hey! Watermelon. There's a TV show in Iceland called Keeping Up with the Kardashians. It's a 24-hour live broadcast of cats in a tiny model house. I need to find this now. NASA is monitoring an asteroid that could collide with Earth on Valentine's Day in 2046. A 1 in 400 chance. I blame this on one of the couples out there who always try to one-up each other on Valentine's Day every year. I got you an asteroid, babe!
Aw, you shouldn't have.
A Norwegian prison cell. So their life sentences are basically someone who goes to uni and is in crippling debt in the West. Makes sense that would go along with the life sentence. This 1400-year-old ginkgo tree that looks like an explosion. Wow, it's an explosion of pee. Don't let it get in your mouth. The ghost ship Jenny was found with the crew frozen solid. The captain's last entry is chilling and says, to keep things lighthearted, May 4th, 1823. No food for 71 days. I am the only one left alive. Well, clearly they sound like they were having a blast. Not a blast akin to tree pee, but a blast nonetheless. Only 16 years after the JFK assassination, President Jimmy Carter rides sitting on top of the presidential limousine to greet the crowds. He ran on the platform of being honest, open, and the people's president. Yeah, you see the man driving the car? How concerned he looks? That's because he's afraid of the roof collapsing due to the weight of this man's balls. To this day, the IRS operates on 60-year-old coding on mainframe computers, which is so strange. I mean, it's the IRS. It's literally what ensures people pay the taxes so that the governments can actually pay for the services that literally help them pay for the taxes that, like why? How, out of all services out there, out of all things that require technological advancement, this is the one that is behind. A man who disappeared while out riding his quad bike was discovered 8 days later in the belly of a shark. Oh, you thought you were safe on the land, but you failed to realize there's water in the mud, and in water, there are sharks. Mud sharks. The message on the teleprompter after MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell went overtime at the CPAC conference. Please end now. Seriously. Delivery person in Wuhan using exoskeleton to help him carry more parcels. It's either that or an awesome Death Stranding cosplay. The euthanasia coaster, designed to kill its passengers. Wow, looks like fun. In 2010, it was designed and made into a scale model by Bonus, a PhD candidate at the Royal College of Art in London. A Bonus, who has worked at an amusement park, stated that the goal of his concept roller coaster is to take lives with elegance and euphoria. It is a ride to the death. The 7 loops or inversions put the human body under such stress that it causes the brain to be starved of oxygen, as the heart simply cannot push blood against the enormous G-forces. Even if it kills you, it is designed to still be a fun death. An honorable thought, if rather macabre. That is crazy. When are tickets on sale? Sorry. When are tickets on sale? Sorry. Tickets on sale? Sorry. Poon stars per million inhabitants in Europe. Really gotta wonder what's going on with those two countries compared to all of their neighbors. Are they just really good at entertainment? Is the economical opportunity so bad that that's the only way you can make money? But more importantly, what's going on with Iceland? Come on, mate, try harder. Or is that Greenland? No matter! What, you think you're too good to be on the hub? Come on, stop being a prude. Phones confiscated during cell searches at just one California prison. Oh my god. Like, as security in a prison, you really have to question your skill set when this gets through at this scale. In 1999, Harvard physicist Lene Howe was able to slow down light to 17 meters per second. In 2001, 3 years later, she was able to stop light completely. Okay, easy there. Let's try to do what you're doing with the light and slow down a bit on exposing yourself there, God. In 1990, a panel of the windscreen on British Airways Flight 5390 fell out at 17,000 feet, causing the cockpit to decompress and its captain to be sucked halfway out of the aircraft. Thankfully, a nearby albatross on holiday snapped this photo of the event. In case you are wondering though, this is just a recreation from a TV show that explored these sort of crashes. Here's the real people, all safe and sound. Dubai's futuristic downtown circle project under the Dubai 2040 plan. Finally, the Burj Khalifa can now achieve its dream of being the ultimate hula hoopist. The physical transformation of professional wrestling star Jordan Grace. Stop it. Stop making the things I think are impossible achievable. It leaves me to be the only remaining factor. Reality TV series River Monsters was over because Jeremy Wade captured every large freshwater fish variety. Therefore, the show had no more content left. The show was on Animal Planet. Ladies and gentlemen, your real-life, successful Ash Ketchum. Dashrath Manji carved a road through a mountain over 22 years to shorten the distance from his village to the nearest hospital from 70 kilometers to 1 kilometer? Why can't you do that, Google Maps? This man literally Minecrafting his way through the world. After salmon breed, most of the time, they'll start to visibly rot alive. Although the process starts when they begin their journey upstream. Aren't these also the fish that when they're ready to mate, they turn into some sort of freakish, like Hulk-like version of themselves? They're weird. Salmon are weird. Why do we eat them? Let's leave them alone. They're weird. Thousands of tattooed inmates pictured in El Salvador mega prison. Wow. They must confiscate a lot of Sharpies. Desmond Thomas Doss was a United States Army corporal who served as a combat medic with an infantry company in World War II. He refused to carry any firearm whatsoever and went on to save 75 men in the Okinawa and would earn the Medal of Honor for it. He is also secretly Spider-Man. Don't ask him about Gwen. 1 million seat stadium concept by American artist Paul Pfeffer. What is this? A stadium for ants? No, wait, no, they're just really far away. Okay. The strangest raccoon I have ever seen. Is it? I'm not native to America. I don't know what the difference is. I guess this one doesn't look like it's gonna shank me, so maybe that's the difference? Australian police seized drug dealer's phone that they believe may be used as a firearm. Ballistics tests yet to confirm its effectiveness. Okay, that phone case, even like folded up, would look too strange for anyone not to be like, hey man, what's with your phone case? That looks weird. An ICE agent who helped deport many learned he was undocumented himself and now faces deportation. Upon presenting his birth certificate to help his brother become a citizen, Paul Rodriguez learned his documents were falsified at birth and he, in fact, was not a US citizen. He was immediately fired. Oh, the irony. Average number of intimate partners men have around the world. Okay, is this at the same time, over a span of a month? What are we going for here? Because damn, Australia. Whoa, hey, easy guys. Either we get along real good or we all just have really low standards for each other.
Yeah, you'll do.
Yeah, you sound easy.
The water quality in Warsaw, the capital city of Poland, is monitored by clams. If the water gets too toxic, they close, and the triggers shut off the city's water supply automatically. So in a way, it was never the lizard people who controlled the population. It's the clams. Activists burn a giant effigy of Philippine President Rodrigo Duterte, and it looks freaking sick. Oh wow, look, I'll be honest, for a second I thought it was something to do like praising him, but yeah, okay, this I'm gonna say I'm wrong. A cease and desist letter I received from Funimation back in 2003. Look, just be thankful it wasn't 4 kids, okay? I've seen what they've done to their abridged series on the internet.
Rest in peace, Yu-Gi-Oh! The abridged series.
60% of babies are born during the day, between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., and 3.5 times as many babies are born at exactly 8 a.m., which is the most common minute to be born, compared to the least common 3:09 a.m. So if you truly want to be a special baby, make sure you're born at 3 a.m. That way your parents can make a clickbaity YouTube video about it. Canada is currently reporting a super pig problem, with a hybrid breed gone wrong mixing domestic pigs and wild boars. Reporting sizes up to 661 pounds and capable of surviving extreme Canadian winters. It's okay, we don't need to panic. The best they can do is build with sticks. If they start building with bricks, that's when we start sending the alarms. A normal silverback gorilla can deadlift 1,800 pounds, and they are around 8 times stronger than a human male. They walk relying on their hands like feet and can crush a crocodile's skull with their grips. Honestly, how there aren't more horror movies with people who have gorilla eyes, I'm honestly surprised. Look at them. They look like death. Eminem's hit, Lose Yourself, is the first rap song in history to win an Oscar for the Best Original Song. Eminem didn't even bother to watch the awards. Instead, he was watching cartoons with his daughter that night and went to sleep, because he never thought there was even a chance for him winning. Hey, dad's got priorities. I dig it. The old London Bridge would slow the river so much it would freeze over winter. Built at great sacrifice, Old London Bridge was by far the longest inhabited bridge in Europe. It was considered a wonder of the world and seen with enormous pride by Londoners. Both rich and poor donated heavily to its upkeep, often leaving bequeaths to God and the bridge. Yeah, it's one of those things that I really wish got to still exist in modern times. I'd prefer it if people tried to bring these things back from history and not world wars. Born today, both parents are white as snow. You say that, but who's that fella avoiding eye contact with the camera on the right, Jeff Bezos' wealth is so massive, an $88,000 purchase to him is similar to a $1 purchase for the average American. Assuming this man has a will that disperses his income upon death, considering the accumulated wealth of the previous generations, like this century is going to be the largest transfer of wealth in human history. Just a fun thing to ponder that most of us will actually miss out on because we don't have rich parents. Yay! 70 years ago, the United States learned about Stalin's death for the first time when a 21-year-old Air Force Staff Sergeant intercepted a coded message from Russia. That sergeant was none other than legendary singer and songwriter Johnny Cash. Now, mate, you can't take up 2 points in human history. This thing and then also being a great singer. That's cheating. You're hogging everything. Stop it. Learn to share your accolades. Flights between Australia and South America pass near the Antarctic coastline. No one flies over the Antarctic. Ew. I'm not comfortable with the world map being placed like this. This looks weird. It's like a new Minecraft world. What? NASA unveiled the new spacesuit for astronauts heading to the moon. Oh, NASA's going through their teen emo phase. Humans are trichromatic, meaning we see with 3 cone cells and thus can see many colors on the visible light spectrum. Many mammals are instead dichromatic and thus see fewer colors. This is why the tiger's camouflage works, even though it stands out for so much of us.
Human vision? Other mammals' vision.
This is exactly what makes humans such an advanced species. One day one person was like, I wish I could tell the difference between an orange and a lime, and evolution was like, bam, I got you. David Vetter Bubble Boy spent his entire life in a bubble. He suffered from severe combined immunodeficiency and eventually died at the age of 12. Okay, on one hand, I understand giving someone the chance to have a life, but also 12 years old in this sort of space. Now, I imagine they probably had a larger room as they grew up, but wow. Imagine having to stay on your bed mattress your entire life. Okay, look, no, I probably would enjoy that, just getting to sleep all day, but that's not the point. A croc with a mutation. Wow, cool, kill it. Don't let it spread. Don't let them get the ideas. Let them understand evolution is for me, not for thee. I built the $800 Lego Star Destroyer set out of parts I already had. And look, you know what? Much better Star Destroyer. Anybody familiar with green honey? My dad's bees made green honey in Florida, and we have no idea what they got into. Well, that depends. Are the bees not bothering to get a job? 17-year-old Julian Kopp was sucked out of an airplane in 1971 after it was struck by a bolt of lightning. She fell 2 miles to the ground, strapped to her seat, and survived after she endured 10 days in the Amazon jungle. Yet after all that, she still nails the blue steel look for the photo op. Ate at 3 Michelin star restaurant Alania in Chicago. Dessert painted on the table. Edible balloons. Table fires. It's an experience. As someone who a short while ago went to a very fancy digger station experience, I am ashamed to say that I am now one of these people who absolutely enjoy these experiences for the tasting, even though you get maybe a small portion to eat.
I know it's very small for the price you pay, but it tastes so good.
Future President Teddy Roosevelt can be seen in this picture of Lincoln's funeral.
Mommy, I want to be just like him.
Oh, that's sweet, little Teddy. You want to be the future president?
Yeah, I want to die.
No. The third man factor, or third man syndrome, refers to the reported situations where an unseen presence, such as a spirit, provides comfort or support during traumatic experiences. So, like, is it just extra traumatic and depressing when a spirit doesn't visit you after your experiences? Like, you're just considered not even worth it? Danish police have an online squad that plays CSGO, Fortnite, Minecraft, etc. with young people. This is to prevent fraud, hate speech, and grooming. All the officers stream live on Twitch. Honestly, I'm all for this. Realistically, this is where community growth is happening now. It's about time local services learn to connect through the same medium. Aerial view of a tire scrapyard.
Wow, look at all those pizza olives.
A statue of Jesus in India mysteriously began dripping water from its toes. Worshippers started collecting it and drinking it, believing it was holy. Oh no. The source of the water was later found to be a clogged toilet near the statue. Oh no. Look, I mean, it is coming from the toes, so you're kind of getting what you expect. Michael T, with a lot of pizza olives in his name, lived for 82 years without ever knowing what a woman looks like. And as you can see, he's clearly happy, never having to deal with a woman in his life. Look how blissfully content he is. Stuart Townsend, 27, was in his second day of filming The Lord of the Rings when director Peter Jackson replaced him with Viggo Mortensen, 41. Oh, please tell me that Peter Jackson let him know if it was simply just a different creative choice and not at all because he thought he was a terrible actor. Man, How to Crush Your Dreams 101. The Ottoman train, which was ambushed by Lawrence of Arabia about 100 years ago on the Hejaz Railway, still stands in the middle of the desert today. That's alright, the sand will cover it up in a few hundred years. This is a huge ancient forest well discovered 300 meters down a sinkhole in Hubei, China, containing a unique ecosystem of ancient trees, plants, and animals. Such a beautiful, pristine land untouched by— Ow, some bug bit me.
You okay?
Oh yeah, I'm fine. I really feel like biting something right now.
Oh, really?
Hey, get over here.
I'm good.
I said get over here.